Wagwan, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Guys, it's been a long time. It feels like it has been, and we have plenty of people in the chat right now. So I'm not going to make this a long intro. But the first thing I have to say is apologies for being late. I know this is Tereak Talks, and I'm late all the time, maybe 2 minutes, 5 minutes, but this is ridiculous. This is Aubameyang timing. I've been reading your comments, people. Don't worry. But yeah, it's all my bad. Late start from no packs, no technical talks, no technical issues. It was just purely coming back from football. And I can't even bring you good news. We lost. We didn't win. So apologies. But we have a few people in already for this calling show. This is the time for you guys to come in and talk. And you know what? If you want to talk in the comments, that's fine. We'll have plenty of talking points, whether it's your club. Let us know what team you support if you are new. But before I introduce the guests, I have to big up every single one of you in the comments. Smash that like button if you haven't done so already. And thank you for your likes. And, it's the return of the Tereak Talks. We're back and we're better. And it's going to be exciting. We got 1 month now into the season. 1 month tomorrow until Crystal Palace versus Arsenal. And in the background, we've got a Crystal Palace. We've got an Arsenal fan. We've also got a Villa fan in here as well. But before I do that, let me run into the comments. People, so big up Wilf out in the comments as well. Casey is up in here. David, big up yourself, David. First time seeing you in the comments. I hope you're keeping well. He's saying big up everyone with that bomb. Boom. Big up King as well. £10. That's he'll be late. Yep, you won. Bobby's in here as well. He's giving all you greetings. Big up you guys. Look at that. Santi's in here as well. Looking forward to this one. We still signed a Brazilian, Santi. We still got Brazilians in our club, so it's just not the one that I thought it was going to be. But I'm sure we'll have plenty of time to talk about that. Big up Jamie in the place as well. Social's in here. Munzi's in here. Martin's in here. Pax is in here, of course. And we got plenty more people. Those of you that are watching that aren't in the comments, big up yourself. And big up my brother Samson. Yes, we do need to train together, bro. I need to go train as well. Big up you, Samson. I saw you the other day. We went past. And yeah, you caught me just at the end. Big up my brother. I hope you're keeping good, man. We'll chat later, bro. We'll definitely. Well, guys, let me introduce the wonderful guests. We'll go first with who just jumped in, Martin. This is your debut on the channel, right, Martin?
Absolutely, Tereak. I've taken the piss out of you for so long. I have to get on with it eventually, didn't I?
Exactly. And now he has to do it face to face. You see him in the comments doing it. You see it in the group chat, in a big WhatsApp group chat that we have. But yeah, it's glad. Hey, I'm glad to see you, Martin.
The one time you do have me on, you don't have the beehive cap.
On purpose. I sent you the link, and then look, I can't. Moss won't be happy.
You knew what you were doing. You knew what you were doing.
Exactly. The beehive cap. You see, calls me troops. He calls me everything. Yeah, I mean, but, hey, exactly. Big up my bro Martin. And we also have in the place. We have Wilf. I'm sure you can tell Martin if you're watching. He's a Villa fan. Wilf,
Bob Marley.
What's up, Martin? How you doing, bro? You all right?
All good, brother. All good.
Yeah, cool.
If you don't know the Don of South London, he does support the North London. The best team in North London, of course. And you know who that is.
That's Spurs.
Sorry, the best team in London. Correction, you got to do it. The best team in London.
You are right, but did you hear what Martin said? Are we going to allow this on the channel?
What? We can find him, We can find him,
Yeah, the Don himself.
We can find him. It's just a phone call.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Bobby, Tereak gives timeouts anyway. I think I'll be okay.
It's the mark in the chat. They're the ones that do that. They're the ones who hand out the timeouts. You know what I mean? It's not involving me. But big up you guys. And we also have, we said we got the Crystal Palace and the Arsenal fan. He's repping the red and blue in Crystal Palace. It's the brother of the channel, Rich, Uncle Rich. How you
Big
doing?
up, Rich.
I don't know where you're going calling Wolf the Don of the South.
Oh,
Only one Don of the South here. What's this?
Age, man. It's superiority.
yeah. It is true.
Oh, sorry. What's it? Hi, Martin.
You see right there. You see how it goes. And we've got a debut on the channel as well in my brother M, who's also an Arsenal fan. How you doing, my bro?
Yo, big up Tereak, man. Big up.
Big up, man. I always love chatting to you on Igal's channel, man. And we have difference of opinions, but you're always good at articulating them, man. So it's great. We're going to have plenty of chat tonight. There's going to be Premier League chat. So whoever you support, actually, it doesn't even need to be Premier League. If you support a championship team, if you support a Liga team, Serie A, whoever, this is your show. And this is where we're going to debate all the topics. And, you know, there's going to be plenty to discuss. But you know what? Let's start off. Do I start off with the mighty Arsenal? No, we'll leave. We'll save the best till last, indeed. But look at Rush in the comments. I see his Martin turn up. Exactly. It is true.
Rush, you look like a B-Tech version of R. Kelly.
Hey, no,
Man's firing off grenades already.
Hey, Martin, big up everyone who's joined in the chat as well. We've got CM in here too. Big up you guys. Tishi's in here as well.
Yes, Mom. How you doing?
In late.
Rich can't believe it.
Big up Matt as well. You know what?
We've set the standard. We've set the standard.
He's letting
quite long.
He's letting off grenades. He's letting shots fire. We'll start off with his club, who've just come out with some news today in Aston Villa signing Ashley Young back again, which was interesting because you did decide to let him go with his contract, but he's signed again. And yeah, it's an interesting signing, but you have been making good signings at the start of the window with Diego Carlos, Boubacar Kamara. What's your feeling and thoughts on Aston Villa at the moment, Martin?
Well, I think starting off with Ashley Young, I don't think he was actually released. It was just a lot of talks with the contract, but obviously he was just put on the release list because there was a certain date where, you know, they released their players and whatever. So but I kind of like it that he's staying on for another year or so, because, you know, he's a bit of a voice. He's a bit versatile now, and where he can play, on the wing, left back, in the midfield, wherever he wants to play. So he's more or less just a voice for the dressing room now. I think that's what it is, just his experience. I still think we'll get another left back in, probably. But Diego Carlos, that kind of just happened fast, because one minute I saw, it was just a rumor and a link, and then the next minute Villa announced it, and I'm like, all right, fair enough, that came out of nowhere. And then the one with Boubacar Kamara, that was the one I really wanted, like free transfer. It was a no-brainer, and he's absolutely fantastic. Like Arsenal, funny enough, I seen on Twitter had an agreement with him until Villa came in.
So also just getting hijacked everywhere, yeah.
Arsenal are just being diminished. You know,
I mean,
and then
so,
but like I really wanted that one, you know, a CDM. He can also play centre back, and you know, he's very versatile in his position. So I'm happy enough with my window so far. I've put a list of players I'd like to see come in and shift some players out. I have one in mind, and I think Rich would agree with me that who I'd chip out.
Yeah, interesting. So, in terms of any other parts that you're looking at, I'm going to be making a video on this in particular, just my thoughts. But I want to hear yours, Martin. What's one signing that you want Aston Villa to make? In what position? You can give me a player who's been linked strongly to the club before we get to that first game of the season.
One player I would love to see is Conor Gallagher.
Okay.
I've seen with, and hear me out, I've seen that in the betting companies, whatever, he's 4-1. Somebody knows something. You don't just put that up there, he's a favourite to go to a club, if somebody didn't know something. You know, like if he was favoured to join Palace, I think Rich would be going, someone knows something as well, or if he was favoured to join Arsenal. somebody knows something. So why is he afraid to join Aston Villa or not Newcastle or staying at Chelsea or going to Arsenal or even going back to Palace for another loan move? So someone knows something, and I would love that signing. I really would.
Yeah, interesting. You see Conor
Do you-
Gallagher. He's great. So
do you-
Kate, what are you going to say,
Do
Will?
you think that it's the Gerrard factor that is making Gallagher seriously consider Villa?
Yeah, you could put that in one way, and then I think Palace would have a strong chance as well of probably getting him on a permanent because of the Vieira factor. You know, two clubs with managers that are probably the greatest midfielders in the league, respectively. So I think
That's why I asked the question. Yeah,
like them two managers will have a pull. Like as soon as Gerrard came in, we just started seeing higher quality of players being linked to the club. Like I'm pretty sure with you, Rich, if when you seen Vieira, you'd probably had higher links, with certain types of players to the club. More so, like with Roy Hodgson, when you were probably linked with Ashley Barnes. Like,
Spot on.
like that's just a change. And I'm sure it was the same with Arsenal at some point. Like, when Arteta came in, different types of players were getting linked. So, but look, I would like to see Gallagher, and I think Gerrard might get him in. Hopefully, who knows?
Interesting one right there, Rich. You obviously, of course, you know about Conor Gallagher. With Aston Villa's midfield, if we're talking about the players that they're signing, Bibica Kamara, Douglas Luiz in that defensive midfield position, and they've got a John McGinn playing Coutinho, Jacob Ramsey there. Do you see him? What position does he get in and start in at Aston Villa? Like, does he claim a place, or is it just more competition for places? Do you see?
If he was to go to Villa, I reckon their midfield three will be Kamara, Ramsey, and Gallagher.
Not McGinn drops down to the bench.
I'm a fan of McGinn, but I think last season he had a few too many injuries. Obviously, Martin will know better than I would. But yeah, I think that'll be the midfield three. Ramsey he's a mainstay. He's a very good player.
Yeah,
very good player in my opinion. Getting Kamara on the free transfer is unreal business.
Yeah,
to turn down some big sides as well. To go to Villa, like fair play to Gerrard and whoever the negotiating team is. Like that's a massive coup. And obviously if they do get Gallagher, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if we're in for a master. If it's a loan signing, I think we can get him. But if it's a permanent, I think we might be priced.
Yeah. I totally hear what you're saying there.
What time are you off then? Yes.
There we go. But anyways, so Jamie, big up yourself. Big up Hanno as well. First time on the channel as well, Hanno. Big up yourself. There was a little tweet on Twitter from Richie showing Get Amped. That's when I met Hanno at first. Asked her what's her thoughts on Arsenal. She laughed.
I laughed at Arsenal.
Big up yourself, Hanno, as well. But Jamie, I know you've had some strong thoughts on Villa in the past. We've done shows on your channel, on this channel, talking about Villa as well. How do you see them lining up next season? With Steven Gerrard, are they going to improve upon last season, or is there going to be a little bit of a shock again? Kind of like what was last season in disappointment, really.
I don't know what to make of Aston Villa. Really don't. I don't know what to make of their transfer business either. Someone lives in Gordon Ramsay's kitchen. What is going on? Jesus Christ! Someone got the ump. No. No, we've.
I think it's much practicing his boxing.
Yeah, we've been. I'm not sure on their transfers. I think Kamara's a decent player. Diego Carlos is absolute garbage, but
you guys were linked with him 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's why we didn't get him because he's garbage. No, I got a feeling Stevie G might not see out the season because I think Villa owners are looking maybe more ahead than Villa fans might be. They might be looking to get European places next season with the money they're spending. Spent well when Stevie came in. Spent a bit of money. Or was it 50 million so far this summer they spent? Wages are big. They've got to be top 10 next season. They have to be. They have to be with the money they're spending, with the wages they're spending. Stevie, look, if you look what he did at Rangers, took him 18 months. Once he got through that 18 months, obviously he did good things. But Scottish division, giving someone 18 months is completely different to the Premier League. Giving someone 18 months, just different kettle of fish. And I obviously love Stevie, but you're playing with a different ball game in the Premier League, ain't you? And Villa ain't worried about letting people go. I mean, Dean Smith is a Villa fan, Villa legend, but I don't think Stevie's done much different to what Dean Smith did, to be fair. And I'm a bit worried for Villa next season. I've said it before last season. Villa lack pace. A lot of teams know how to play against Villa. You can play quite high up against Villa because they're not going running behind you. They got good midfield low. I like John McGinn. I know Rich was saying that McGinn, you have to start McGinn in the midfield. It's like if Villa got a Conor, I don't see the point of Villa getting Conor Gallagher when you got Ramsey there. For me, Ramsey's a better footballer. So I like Ramsey. I really rate the kid. I think he's going to be something. If you're getting Ramsey there, you've got to have McGinn, and then I'd get another experienced player alongside that midfield three. But they need pace. They need pace up top. Danny Ings is a good striker, but not for where Villa want to go under Stevie. I think they just need pace in the wide areas, a killer up top, and then Villa will be a comfortable top 10 side. But without it, they're going to struggle.
There you go, right there. And Hanno, I'd love to get your opinion on this because obviously you're the owners of Conor Gallagher. You've seen what he did out on loan last season. Would you be open to selling him to Aston Villa, or do you want to see him pull on that Chelsea shirt and see what he can do in that midfield of yours?
He can go. Please. I don't want him.
What's your reason for that?
Anybody but Arsenal's no reason.
It's not what we need. I don't think so. And on Aston Villa, they have done great business, but they were so flop because Steven Gerrard is not a Premier League manager.
Ooh, big statements right there from Hanno. Have you got any thoughts on Aston Villa? They keep trying to link us. We know this. They keep trying to battle us. The Emi Buendia, the Emil Smith-Rowe. Oh, he's dropped out. You see, he was like, I'm not having any of it. Hopefully he can come back again soon. But I just want to have a quick fire round then of each and every one of you. We'll start off with you, Martin, because I think David put a really good comment in here about Villa will be in the top 10 easy. Right. Guys, quick fire round on Villa to wrap up. Will they make top 10? We'll start for you, Martin.
Jesus.
Yep. Probably 8.
You got to back him. Top 8?
I go at 8, just like on number 8, because I think the gap between the other 7 is probably just a bit too big at the moment. So I'm going with 8.
Top 8. What about you, Jamie? Top 10?
No.
That's
no. I think there's 9 better teams, 10 better teams, 11 better teams.
At the moment.
Name them.
The
top 6. Top 6 is top 6. I'm not going to dispute that.
I think Newcastle will finish in front of Villa. Leicester will finish in front of Villa, even if they ain't bought anyone. I still think they might finish in front of Villa. So 6, that's 7, that's 8. Who else am I thinking? So West Ham will finish in front of Villa. So that's 9.
That's probably the 7.
And then you're looking at Brighton, Palace, them 2 teams that are going to be battling Villa. So around that, if Villa finish in the top 10, by the way, it's a good job by Stevie. He keeps the ball rolling. You go on the next season, see what you can do then. But yeah, it's Villa need goal scorers. Simple as that. They need pace. They get some quality wide men in. If Leon Bailey was fit all the time, the man's electric. But if you can get some good pace in them wide areas, Villa would be dangerous. Without it, I think Villa might just struggle to break teams down sometimes. But yeah, it's going to be close. It's going to be close.
Yeah, guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments as well. Keep them coming in. Hanno, and then we'll go and we'll end on Rich. Where do you think they're going to finish it? Are they going to, like, you don't have to give a specific, but from right now, with the signings that they've made, everything around the club, will they finish in the top 10?
With the signings they've made, yes, but with Steven Gerrard as manager, no one.
So Hanno doesn't rate Steven Gerrard at all.
It's all right. I don't rate Frank Lampard as a manager.
I rate Gerrard more. I rate Gerrard more than the transfers.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna say that though, aren't you? Like,
no, I don't think the transfers are that great.
You've just contradicted yourself. You rate Gerrard more than the transfers, and you said Villa won't.
Yeah, the
half.
two you bought. The two you bought. This what that person was saying about the transfer business is good, and Gerrard's not. I'm still saying that the two you bought, I don't think they're. Kamara's all right, but oh my god, I don't know. I want Villa to finish. Villa are a huge club, and I want them to finish in European places. I just think they just might miss. Do you think they lack pace when you watch Villa?
Yeah, no. I seriously do. I'm in agreement with you.
Yeah, that's what worries me. That's the only thing. If Villa had killer pace up front, when you play a team without pace, you can really press on them, can't you? Because you're not too worried about anything behind you. So I think that's where Villa can come unstuck sometimes. But if Villa had that pace, with the way Stevie wants to play, then I think Villa would be comfortable top 8, top 10, top 8 team. I really do.
And we'll end with Rich on Villa, and then we'll move on because we've got 2 Chelsea fans in here, so they're in the news and they're very topical at the moment. Rich, top 10 for Villa, yay or nay?
If they do make it, it will be 10th.
It will be in the 10th position. You can't see him finishing any higher than 10th at the moment.
It's the Premier League, anything can happen.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I'll say 10th. And I'm not even counting us. I think we'll probably finish 11th or 12th for ourselves. So
yeah, exactly. Interesting. But guys, that's enough on Villa because we've played 10, 20, nearly 15, 20 minutes on Aston Villa there. Do you know what I mean?
Rightly so as well. They're a great team.
Yeah. Rent free, boys. Rent free. It's all right.
Not everyone.
Hey, exactly that.
No.
Well, big up, man. But big up to Nippon as well, making his debut on the channel. How are you doing, my man?
Driving instructor.
Nippon, what have you called in if you're driving?
My headphone's disconnected.
No shit.
We can hear you now, Nippon. We can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me now?
Yes, that's perfect. How you doing, man?
I'm good.
That's it. Make sure you keep those eyes on the road, Nippon. We can
yeah.
My eyes are
There's a geezer. There's a geezer out there. He's on his phone driving.
I'm not driving at 100 miles per hour. I'm driving at 30.
Oh my God.
What does it look like, Silverstone? I'm in my local high street.
Big up, man. Big up. But Nippon, and because we got 2 Chelsea fans in here, I think it's been quite an interesting start to the window so far for Chelsea without any signings today. Am I right? There's not been any signings, but there's been a lot of talk.
No.
How are you feeling about it, Nippon?
Right now, I'm not pressing any panic buttons because I think for the pre-season, I think Raheem Sterling, everything's been agreed, but they're just making us wait. We are, at the end of the day, Heart Attack FC. I think, and in terms of De Ligt, despite Bayern's interest, I think we will still get him because Bayern aren't willing to pay the fee that Juve have set out, and
Santiago's coming.
And honestly, the Italian sources are stating something different to the German sources. German sources are stating Bayern are his first choice. Italian sources are stating Chelsea. So honestly, I don't know what to think, but I still think even though he prefers Bayern, he will end up at the club that pays the fee.
Yeah, totally. All right, Nippon, can you call back when you get home? Because I just need to know that you get home safely. Okay, is that all right?
Yeah,
Defo,
yeah.
man. All right. Cheers,
Yeah,
man.
just put don't remove me from the studio. Just put me backstage, and I'll put in the private chat when I'm back, when I'm talked.
Brilliant. All right, speak to you soon. But guys, big up everyone. So guys, Hano. Let's get this back. Let's get this back on track. Or Nippon's across the road. So let's get this back on the road. Hano, how do you feel for Chelsea this season? Like, are you in the same camp as Nippon, where you're not feeling to press the panic button yet? But there's been a lot of players leaving on a free. It's a whole different transition. New owner. The owner is taking up these transfers. How are you feeling at the moment with a month to go until the start of the season?
Well, I think my panic buttons have died. I've pressed them a long time ago. They've died. So, yeah, I don't want to speak on Chelsea, but the latest news regarding De Ligt, this is from Italian sources. Bayern Munich would be ready to offer 60 million euros for De Ligt. If Juventus wouldn't consider this offer enough, they will include Pavard in the deal. Sorry if I said the name wrong. So that's the latest news regarding De Ligt. And Sterling is done. He is going to be a Chelsea player. The medical will be this week. So, yeah. Sterling's
a good bit of business. That's a good bit of business.
It's interesting.
He's still only 27 too, isn't he? He's only 27.
The only problem Sterling's got at Chelsea, who's he creating for? Now, if you look at Sterling's stats at Man City, his stats were best when Aguero was number 9 for City. My only worry with Sterling when he goes to Chelsea, who's he going to create with? Because, what's his name? Timo Werner. What is it? Not Timo Werner. It's finding
Kai Havertz.
Kai Havertz. Yeah, that's it. Tremendous player. He's just not a striker, is he? And I don't know if Sterling and Havertz can do that relationship where they work off each other and it gets the best out of both of them. I think Sterling, believe it or not, it would have been better if he kept Lukaku and Sterling worked off Lukaku. I think that would have worked quite well, actually. I think that would have actually worked quite well, and he could have worked off a big man off the number 9, got into good spaces and finished off chances. But it's a good signing, Sterling to Chelsea. I just worry about who he's going to work off in that number 9 area. I just don't think Havertz will work, because I don't think he'll be in that position that Sterling will need him to work off him. That's my only worry there if I was a Chelsea fan.
Could be CR7.
I agree. And I didn't want Sterling because he's going to create chances, but it's not going to be the level he created at City, and we don't even take our chances. So,
no disrespect to your club, but they're in no position to turn down a player like Sterling right now.
I'd agree with that.
In my
I'd agree with that.
Fire alarm.
Nah, it's the microwave.
Who's on the construction site?
Nah, it's the microwave. I know what microwave when I hear one.
A reverse mute going on in the background.
Someone's Feasters burgers ready.
Before we carry on, we have to know, when it comes to food on Tereak Talks, you have to let us know what it is, Will.
Well, if that's a Rustler's burger, I'm leaving.
Oh man!
Those interested Broja. Chelsea is going to look during pre-season and then will inform West Ham and Everton about his future. So yeah.
Broja will end up at West Ham, I reckon.
I don't. I will please, if we can sell Gallagher, please don't sell Broja.
Gallagher should be playing for Chelsea. I don't know
That's
why
the issue
Gallagher.
with Chelsea. The chop and
I don't
change
know.
of managers. You don't know
Yeah.
who rates who.
I don't know why
That is
Gallagher.
the one issue.
Gallagher should get in that squad. If Loftus Bumcheek can get in that squad, then Gallagher can get in that squad. Do you know what I mean? It's just he could get in that squad easy. It'd be a bit of dynamism, and they have in that midfield. You know, they're using Mason Mount. Why not use? I don't get it personally, but you know, it's just the way Chelsea run. That's how Chelsea work. They sell their youngsters, don't they? Get money. That's how they do it.
He's better than Mount.
Ooh, that's a big statement.
I don't rate Mason Mount.
Mason Mount is 50-50 with Chelsea fans as well, isn't it? You know, some Chelsea fans love him. Some Chelsea fans think he stinks. He's a bit of a Marmite footballer, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's overrated. I think he's overrated. I'm not saying he's not a good player, but I just think he's overrated. He's hyped too much. I don't think
Martin Odegaard.
you can say that, but I mean, Odegaard's been more consistent, in my opinion, than Mount. He's been more consistent. If Mount is out the Chelsea side, you don't notice him. You don't notice it that much.
There we go.
If Odegaard is out, if Odegaard's out the Chelsea side, it's a big thing. It's a big thing. So, you know, I take Mount over. I take Odegaard over Mount any day of the week.
Do you know what pisses me off about Odegaard as well? We had him on trial when he was 16 years old, and Brendan Rodgers didn't think he was that good enough a player, so we let him go.
That's Brendan Rodgers for you.
Yeah.
But let me get Em in on this because he tried coming earlier, but then, he didn't get to ask my question. But we moved on to Chelsea.
Yeah, sorry, my laptop died.
Oh, that's all right, my bro. No worries.
I then it was Tyreek's laptop.
Leave my laptop alone. Leave it. But we're just having a little bit. I don't know if you caught the end of it about Odegaard and Mason Mount. This is a little.
Yeah.
I like these little bit hot topics, these hot takes. What's your thoughts? Odegaard or Mason Mount?
Neither.
For me, it would be Odegaard, and it might sound biased, but I just think.
No, I agree. Odegaard. I agree.
I just think he's a better. I'd say he's a better footballer, all round.
Yeah,
that's what I'd say about Odegaard.
Remember, Real Madrid never came in from Mason Mount.
I don't even think he's that good.
Real Madrid never came in for Mason Mount. You know what I mean?
I don't rate him, but put some respect on his name, please.
Nah, he's basic.
I know. Mason Mount
is very average.
It's not that good. Like Norwich is the only team that makes him look good.
Yeah,
Norwich
I
is the
agree.
only team that makes Mason Mount look good.
And you know what? in a way, I'm
just saying facts.
I love it. That's beautiful.
You know what? I actually do think Mason Mount is disrespected in a way as a baller, because when I watch Chelsea, everything goes through him, and that's not saying it's like a good thing or like so what, he doesn't always have the end product. But the main problem with Chelsea was they didn't have a finisher. Thomas Tuchel, whether that's Tuchel or Lukaku, when you're a creative midfielder in that sense, it's hard in a way, and you kind of need someone to take that mantle. And we saw that with Odegaard in certain games where he was being crowded out, and you needed someone to bring that X factor into the side, someone who's a clinical finisher, because Odegaard would make one chance in a game where he's been poor, and if a finisher like a Ronaldo, who we're going to talk on, that's why I've left this comment up on the screen for so long. Big up Niger Englishman. But I think that's what Mason Mount struggles with, because he's a high-risk passer. He's a high-risk taker in terms of his passes that he plays. He plays a high volume of them. And with Chelsea, with their finishing, with Pulisic, Timo Werner, it's been difficult for him. And I do like the character that he has, that he possesses. He has that confidence in his game. And I think with a better striker, we'll see a lot more of Mason Mount. But I do love Odegaard. If we're talking natural ability, Odegaard's got that, from when he was a kid, being touted at Real Madrid, as Jamie said, at Liverpool. The skills, what he possesses, it's just amazing. It's going to be an interesting.
There's no doubting Mason Mount's character. I'm not that in a way. I just don't think and I'm not saying he's rubbish. I'm just saying he's not at the caliber everybody keeps rating him at. Not to say he's not an international player. There's plenty of players that are international and there's different levels. And with regards to the Odegaard and him situation, for me, it's a no-brainer. I know I'm not just saying this as a Man United fan. Sorry, Man United fan, as an Arsenal fan.
Will!
Yeah, exactly. I know.
Whoa. Will.
Yeah, totally changed. It's got richer now. As an Arsenal fan, I'm not saying this. Because I'm looking at because I'm saying the Ronaldo thing. CM as well. As an Arsenal fan, I'm not just saying that. I just think the ceiling is a lot higher for Odegaard than it is for Mason Mount. You know what I mean?
I can hear that. And just to end on the Chelsea part, I think we all have to talk about this Ronaldo. Big up my brother CM in the place. And you know what? It's gonna. Well, you know what? We got a Man United fan in here, CM. We'll go over to you on this one.
We have two.
Oh yeah, we have two. Sorry, two.
CM with a Norwich.
Well, now you slipped, yeah. When you got Martin around, he won't let it go.
I know.
You can't slip with Martin. The ironic part, he's got a Slippy G as his manager. And you can't slip but CM, Ronaldo, and we'll tie it back into Chelsea. But what's your thoughts as a Man United fan on this saga that seems to be playing out at the moment? Of course, we've had today. You guys aren't up to date. Those of you in the chat. He was meant to be due to come into training, but it's for family reasons. I don't want to speculate on that because it could be legit. It could be around, coincidence around those timings. But he does want to leave. He's voiced his concerns and his concerns about Manchester United's ambition. Where do you side on this one? And you don't have to pick a side. You can give a well-balanced argument like I know you do, bro.
To be honest, from when we didn't qualify for the Champions League, there was always a possibility that Cristiano Ronaldo probably would have assessed what was going on at the club during the summer and said, decided whether he wanted or didn't want to stay here. I think who he is, looking at the kind of guy he is, the kind of player and the ambitions that he does have in the game of football. Manchester United are, on a new journey now with Erik ten Hag, even though some people, may decide that it's not too different. Watch yourself, Rich, by the way. But whether you think it's different or not, it's a new journey altogether with a new manager. There's going to be new players coming in over time. And I don't think at this point Cristiano Ronaldo is going to see himself at the club wanting to kind of mentor these guys and
guys.
Guys.
I only have a few minutes until I have dinner. So can I say what I want to say?
Yeah, let's see him finish his point first, then we'll bring you right in, Nippon. Yeah.
Okay.
This basically, I could have seen it coming. In terms of the job that's to do at United, it's a long-term fix. We're talking, in my opinion, more than 3+ years, and that's if things go well. That's if the board, act in the way they should be doing, and if they make the relevant changes, in terms of how the club operates, the board operates, the owners operate, but also the way the players have a different approach to playing for the club itself. So, whether he leaves or not, I'm not really affected as some people may be, because I just don't see much of a difference with him or without him. He will score goals in this team. But does that mean we're going to win trophies and win the league this season or the season after that? Not really.
I hear that, bro. That's well put across. And Nippon, what's your thoughts on the Ronaldo situation? I know Todd Burley's spoken to George Mendes about him, and he could be in other players as well. Would you take him at Chelsea? Do you think he will come?
Look, it's not up to me. It's up to Tuchel. If Bowley's already made it clear that if the manager doesn't want a player, he won't pay. He won't sign him.
Interesting. Hamza, what about yourself? Another Manchester United fan who's just come in. Look at Jamie over there. Yeah, what's he doing? He sees the Man United fans coming in full force. He has to go and get that, the Liverpool badge out there for you. I'm sorry.
The new shirt, by the way, got the new shirt.
Oh yeah, just noticed.
Oh, you're paying the Glazers off. Well done.
No, hold on. You know the worst part
Right. So
that I've got Ronaldo in the back. Look.
Oh no.
So, yeah,
Oh no.
That's the worst part of it.
guys, so if Ronaldo does come, I will obviously back him. I back all my players. But yeah, if he does come, he will bring us goals. But at the end of the day, it's not up to me. It's up to the manager. And if the manager don't want him, I don't want him.
Wow.
So, I hear that, but is it up to the manager? We'll see, because Todd Burley seems to be the one making all the decisions at the moment.
He said that he's giving all the transfer power to Tuchel, and I feel that's how it should be.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't think he's a Tuchel type player, really. Like, when we're talking Ronaldo at the age that he is, he's not too his player profile isn't too dissimilar to Lukaku, and what he wants from his number 9 is a lot more fluidity and linking up with play, doing all the dribbling, all of that stuff with the passing. But Ronaldo, he's the finisher.
But the thing about
Ronaldo.
The thing about bringing Ronaldo, go on.
Doesn't like egos. Tuchel doesn't like egos.
I was just about to say the same thing. When you bring in a player of the stature of Ronaldo or Messi, it's not just a player. You're bringing in an icon. So immediately, whatever manager you are, unless you're Pep or you're Klopp or dare I say a Conte or something, he's almost on the same level as you when he comes into the club. So even at Man United, for example, last season, Ronaldo might have been quiet in that dressing room, not said a word. But because of his stature, everybody assumed that he was making decisions and saying, "Don't play that guy and don't play this guy," just because his stature. And that's what you get with a player like Ronaldo. So you got to remember that when you're bringing him into your club.
Excuse me. If Ronaldo, look, Ronaldo, I don't think he will. Yeah, Tuchel doesn't like egos at the end of the day, and I think he'll find it difficult to work with Ronaldo. But I'm gonna have my dinner now. My dad already knocked on my car door saying you're late and all that. But yeah, big up all of you. Subscribe to NS Sports TV. Road to 1K is in full swing.
Oh boy, hot's back on.
Wait,
yeah. Also subscribe to my other channel.
That was talking. Wow. Okay.
Also subscribe to my other channel, The British Lifestyle Blogger, where I do everything but sport. So yeah, thanks for having me on. As always, Tereak, go subscribe to his channel and subscribe to everyone's channel who's got a channel. And yeah, with that being said, I'll speak to you all later.
Take care, Nippon. Thanks for coming on. I'm glad you got home safe. Big up, Nippon. Right there. And then,
I thought that was Hanu that was talking. I don't know. There was something going on.
No, that was Nippon. But you know what?
Hamza's your wife just catching up.
I just don't know what I just watched.
You know, I'm home alone, so please just take this chance that I'm here and with a good Wi-Fi, please.
Yeah, exactly.
You having Ronaldo on the back of that jersey is like Tereak having Raphinha on the back of his.
Get lost, man.
Oh no!
See, I'm going back in hiding now.
He's probably got Martinez as well.
Look at this. Is he signed for you yet?
I love Hamza. I like
Probably.
Hamza.
I would start him. I would
Probably. Just like De Jong, yeah?
100%, yeah.
Interesting. Well, we'll get into that. You know what I mean? This Man United and Arsenal beef, it's getting back. It's coming back. It's what I like.
2 mid-table teams going at it. It's amazing.
I'm waiting for a news from Arsenal this season.
Don't come with that with one title in 30 years, man. One title in 30 years and everybody's
Well, allow me.
Yeah.
I've had it for years.
Oh, man. Look, everyone who's locked in as well in the chat, you know what? The comments have been flying in. I'm trying to bring them up on screen. I'm way behind. Big up everyone. I just want to big up you all. Just give some shout out to people.
Speed it up, please. Speed it up.
Big up MUFC Cass right
Yeah,
here.
Cass.
First time in the chat. Nice seeing you, bro.
Cass.
From
Yeah,
Never a Foul podcast over there. Big up to yourself. We've got
Trafford
Wesford in the
Tunnel.
place. Matt is in here. Brush, David, Ilias as well. Big up yourself as well. Bobby K.
So, can I ask, was that a real person that was on a minute ago?
Who Nippon? Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Big up Nippon. Hey, big up Nippon, man. And we got Moss in here as well. Big up Moss and everyone.
Did he know that you have a light in a car that you can turn on?
He was to the side. He's hungry. You're not you when you're hungry, are you, Jamie?
Yeah.
Jamie,
Exactly.
Nippon is a real life.
I'm
Nippon is a
better
real-life
when I'm
NPC
hungry.
player on his ping. It takes him about like 500 seconds to get to the button.
Oh, it seems a great joke.
We've also got Santi in the place as well. So we've got 3 United
Big up
fans.
Santi.
Oh, United fans are in.
So, you know what I mean?
Again.
United.
Three.
What? See, I
3
came in
United
here
fans.
talking about, so Jared Stidham was signed from, the New England Patriots to the Las Vegas Raiders. I don't know what you guys are talking about, this United thing.
Okay, then. So we still have 3 United
Santi, why
fans
you
in
sound like a
DM Hampton
pilot?
and Will.
What happened?
Santi sounds like a captain of a pilot. Hello, this is your captain.
Andy, you knew when Martin's here, right? You knew he's gonna get.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, big up everyone though.
I was just chatting nonsense.
I'm actually doing my best to remain professional.
Which is gone.
Come on, this ain't professional over here. You know what I mean? Come on, people.
Santi to me is now Sully. Remember that movie Sully on the plane? That's Santi.
Sully.
Bright has got the De Jong profile already. Wow.
Hamza, you look a little bit like Raj from The Big Bang Theory.
My boy's just firing off.
Anyone Martin meets, he just goes right.
You know what? I'm trying to be respectful here, so you better shut up or I'll shut up.
Do you know what, Jamie?
You have an Arsenal fan under the Aston Villa shirt or something.
No, I actually have a chest full of hair because I'm a man.
That's disgusting. Anyway.
But anyways, you know what? I want to ask Jamie this first and get his thoughts and opinions, because I'm sure you've been keeping up to date with the news in terms of Arsenal, Manchester United.
Couldn't really give a shit, to be honest. Yeah, go on.
with that Lisandro Martinez business, and it's been. Who do you think he's going to go, and who would you go to if you was him as a centre back?
Crew.
I'd
probably go to. I don't know. That's actually a tough one because Man United have lost their Paul, ain't they?
What do you mean you don't know?
We don't know.
Hey, you got CM's nodding his head right there.
Get your sometime.
But Hamza is right. From a Martinez point of view, it's a tough one because you've got Man United with the name, and he knows the manager. Yeah, but the caveat being, it's a process that they're in rebuilding, and they're having to restructure their team. It's a new manager, a total new system, and it's going to take time for that to get going. Whereas Arsenal are a few years further down the line, a little bit more established team, a little bit more settled, are starting to make inroads. I mean, you know, the fact that we were even challenging for top 4 means, okay, few additions, maybe that's possible next season. And that's what's got to be going through his mind. And also, it's the position that he's going to play, because if he goes to Man United, he's playing at the centre back, which is his preferred position. Whereas if he comes to Arsenal, he's going to be more versatile player. Is he okay with that? Even though he's played something like 23 games as a holding midfielder and only a handful at left back. Centre back is his main thing.
That's why I think he might just pick Man United, because United need he will play. I think he'll play DM for Man United, and he'll play centre back for Arsenal. So, and Man United need a DM because, you know, although
we both do.
Yeah, Man United fans might not agree with this, but Fred was arguably one of their best players last season, and he was good for them last season. But this Man United thing, I'm not sure. I mean, you got what's his name, Ericsson in on the free, ain't you? That's a good bit of business. That's a good pickup. But does that mean De Jong ain't coming? That's my only worry, because if you go have one or the other, you'd want De Jong over Ericsson every day of the week. But,
yeah, but De Jong doesn't want to come. He wants to stay, or rather, he wants to stay at Barcelona rather than he not.
Yeah, exactly. And it's strange, ain't it? It's strange. The days of Man United having all the power on Paul has sort of like dwindled a little bit, but that's United's own fault, you know. But it's an interesting one. I think at the end of the day, it's where Martinez thinks he's going to get the most minutes. I think that's what it is. If he feels like Arsenal are going to play him more and he'll get more minutes at Arsenal, I think he'll go there. I think it's where he thinks he's going to get the most minutes and play. It'd be an interesting one, though, if he did pick Arsenal over United, considering his old boss is at United now. That would be a mad one if Arsenal did get that through the line. But
I mean, on what you're saying, if you're talking about minutes, he probably would get. And don't get me wrong, I would love him at Arsenal, but he'll probably get more minutes at Man United.
So if he's going to be DM every week, yeah.
Well, if he's going to be centre back, because I'd have him over Maguire.
Oh yeah.
In Maguire's fault. So him and Varane are going to be looking at that. I mean, if it's minutes, if he goes to Man United, he's definitely going to get more minutes.
Yeah, and if you guys got Saliba back now, so you got Saliba, Gabriel, and Ben White, and your free centre back, ain't you? So yeah, it's an interesting one with Man United and Arsenal. It's interesting with everyone at Chelsea, Man United, Arsenal. What they're going to do this summer? It's Chelsea just look like they're just trying to buy whoever's going in for their players and just go, right, he's all right. The Raphinha thing's mad. It's like Raphinha's Neymar or something. The whole world's going after him. I find it absolutely insane. I mean, he's a decent player, but he's not as great as everyone makes him out to be. Where do I think he would suit better? I actually think Raphinha would actually suit playing for Man United more than any of them that have come in for him so far. Man United need a creative winger desperately. Yeah. They need a creative winger desperately, and I think Raphinha will give them that. He's more of a creative type winger. You can play Sancho. I think Sancho looks better on the left, Raphinha on the right, and then United's problems are forward. So you give Tony Martial one more chance and play him as the number 9, because otherwise you're going to need to buy a striker because you haven't got one. Because Ronaldo's going to leave. The bad thing I find with Ronaldo's situation is that he says the club is lacking the ambition he sets himself. Yeah, but he signed when Solskjaer was manager, so that doesn't make sense as well. I just think what he wants to say is, "I'm just leaving now before the ship sinks." Basically,
yeah, but they had Champions League. And he wanted to stay for 3 or 4 years, and he said that in an interview to West Brom. I think, "Well, I'm here to stay for 3 or 4 years." All of a sudden, there's Europa League, and he wants to jump ship.
Let me bring them into this. So, in terms of that Martinez is in terms of his proposition at Man United or Arsenal, what are you going to go with in terms of that? What do you think would suit him best? Because when we're talking about the Premier League as well, Martinez as a centre back in the Premier League, at 5'9". I know he's got good aerial stats, but it's a different proposition when you step into this league, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. With I see him joining Man United. To be honest, I don't think he gets in. I don't think he will start if he joined us. I mean, KT is very injury prone, so he could get a chance as the starting left back at Arsenal because KT can barely stay fit. He can only play a few games and he's got a glass ankle, to be honest. But I do see him joining Manchester United because of the game time and everything. So I do see him not coming to us, unfortunately. We do need a plan B in that case.
Certainly so. And you know, Aaron Hickey, he's going off to Brentford now, and so yeah, it's going to be interesting. But Jamie has to go. So big up Jamie for coming on, my bro. Let the people know where they can find you, my friend.
So you can find me at Jamie Phillips Football Chat. It's mainly a Liverpool channel, but you know, we talk about the top 6 mostly, guys, and I've just about hit 2K. Yeah, I was over 2K the other day and I lost a few subscribers. I don't know why, but yeah, we just hit 2. We just hit 2K. So yeah, big up to everyone who subscribed to the channel. And I've got about like 40 members on the channel right now as well. So big up to all them as well.
Big up, man. Thank you for coming on, bro.
Yeah, my Rustler burger's ready, so I better go.
Jamie, your quiz knowledge is elite.
Oh yeah. Yeah, me and T, we smashed that.
I'll leave you on Jamie, I'll leave you on a little present just for your looking like. You look like your man Joey Fatone from NSYNC.
Why did everyone think? You are not the only person who said that.
No, Jamie. Bye.
Yes. I think it's both of you in the same room at the same time.
Oh my God.
Say that, guys.
Big up Joey right there. So, you know what? This has been mad. But you know what, guys? This is going crazy. I love it though. This is what we love about this chat and this channel. This is your time to talk, and you know what? We've had Rich in here for a while. He's kind of lost his head at times. All composure out the window. You know that. It'd be interesting to hear your thoughts on the Arsenal and Martinez situation. Man United. It looks like he's going to favour Manchester United. Is that someone that, you know, that in terms of the player profile and what fans have been talking about him, do you think he'll have that suit them stylistically in the Premier League?
It's better than Maguire, isn't he? So, in all fairness, I know a lot has been made obviously about his stature, his your height.
You see, this right there. You see. I knew it was coming. I knew it.
But obviously, obviously, technically good. He is a very dogged defender, so I guess the only time he's really going to get put to the test is those aerial duels from corners and so on and so forth. Regarding obviously United coming in for him, I guess it's a no-brainer where he's obviously played under Ten Hag before Ajax. So it's just a shame that your business gets leaked. I think, and Martin's going to be like grinning from ear to ear, but no one knew Villa's business. They just got the business done. And I think a lot of teams, including us as well, our business is a bit too obvious. You know, it's out there like weeks in advance and stuff. So had you not moved in silence, Raphinha and Martinez would be over the line. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a shame that you're possibly losing out on 2 targets and such, but I think he'll fit in well at United.
Well, Rich, can I ask you, with what you're saying there, do you think it was the clubs or do you think it was Raphinha? Because he was obviously, he made no bones about saying Barcelona was his first choice. Yeah. And I genuinely think he played both us and Chelsea because remember we were exactly the wedge. I mean, because remember we came in first, and then all of a sudden Chelsea. If you notice, it was Barcelona 1, Chelsea 2, us third. We come in first with an offer. Then all of a sudden Chelsea come in, and then Barca are like, okay, we might lose him to these two. Bang, he comes in. So it might not have been the clubs. And with social media and stuff now, it's really hard to keep anything secret. You know, the tea lady and their sons know.
Yeah, but on that, like, look, if Barcelona came in, Barcelona came in. But what you didn't want is Chelsea coming in. You understand? It's a rival team. You know, I think that is the bigger issue. I mean, where Barcelona getting their money from? Like, I don't know. They haven't sold it yet.
They're getting it from Barney.
You know,
exactly. They've got a lot of people kidnapped and locked in the cellar and getting ransom money.
So it doesn't actually make any sense. Like, realistically, Leeds should tell Barcelona, screw you, we want our 60 million. And these two teams have got it. Like, none of this waiting around for like loans from the bank and paying in proper like Klarna's installments and stuff. It's a bit mad. I don't get it. If you've got the money, pay up.
But there's player power in there as well. And Raphinha.
Raphinha could wait all he wants. They've just announced Kessie and Christensen after like just being known for like 4 weeks. They want Lewandowski as well. So the Raphinha deal may not even happen.
I think Raphinha made the right choice. Like, if he's gonna go to Barcelona, I think it suits him like perfectly with the project of playing in a team where it's looking to get back to winning titles and Champions League. I don't think he'll find that neither in Arsenal, definitely, nor Chelsea. So I if I was Raphinha, I would prefer to go to Barcelona. And in terms of Martinez as well, people saying that he's not going to start this, that, and the other. I think he's a crucial part of this team because he's left-footed. Like, he's 5'9", but who cares? He's going to fit in the system perfectly because he's got the left foot. He's got really good pass accuracy, which we don't have, and he's got that recovery pace that we need to play a high line. So I think Martinez suits the team absolutely perfectly. And I would start him definitely every week. I think Martinez and Varane would make a really good partnership.
On this whole aspect of him being 5'9", you don't care. Look, I don't care for height myself personally, but you've defended worse with two centre backs that are 6'2", 3, 4. Do you understand?
Yeah, but that's different because we're talking about Harry, the vacuum cleaner, and
Varane. Varane's been terrible.
I don't think Varane has been terrible.
He's been injury prone.
I don't think he's been
a lot this season, but every time he played well. I don't think he.
I don't know.
Do you know what I think? I think he started decently, but as the season went by and he was dealing with the injuries that he got, his level also dropped.
I think it's because of the team as well. In terms of the team has been absolutely shambolic. Like getting a player like Frankie de Jong to carry out the ball from the back to the front is absolutely crucial, and we need this type of midfielder. Like, he might not be a DM, but I think in terms of how he wants to play de Jong himself, I think it would make Man United even more organized, which we haven't been organized in the midfield at all, which affects the defense as well. Having Martinez, who's left-footed with good pass accuracy, and having someone in the midfield that carries the ball from the back to the front is something that would be absolutely needed. And Christian Eriksen, he's free, and people think he might start over Bruno, but I think he might be better than Bruno because, in terms of how we come back every time to how Erik ten Hag wants to play. In terms of how he wants to play, Bruno doesn't fit the system because his passing is shambolic. He loses the ball every time. Like, Christian Eriksen is absolutely clean with his passing and clean with his chances. Having De Jong and Eriksen together would be absolutely sensational for the creation of attacks. The same as De Jong. De Jong is always need passing every time he plays. That's why Solskjaer didn't play him. That's why he got screwed over. Van de Beek, I think, will have a massive part as well to play in this season. So hopefully we see a bit more organized Man United.
You guys have mentioned two players that I think are going to be are going to have big seasons. I think De Jong and Varane under Ten Hag will have a better season, because with Varane, people forget that whole Premier League factor. It's a higher intensity, it's a higher physicality, and it takes the best players in the world. It takes them at least 6 months to adjust to the fact that the intensity and the pace and the physicality is high, whoever you're playing, whether it's Man City, Liverpool, or your Norwich and Watfords. You're in a game for 90 plus minutes, and Varane needed time to settle in, and you've got to allow that. I mean, it doesn't say that he's not a great player, but he's playing with a new partner, in a new system, in a new country, and in the most physical and intense football on the planet. Even an elite athlete takes time to adjust to that.
It's true. And just before I bring in our next caller, Mohammed, I will just ask this question to Hano. You know, all these players that have just been mentioned, Hano, would you be interested in any of them? Because, you know, we spoke about Martinez. You need a left-sided centre-back who's a ball progressor. Whether you play a 3 at the back or a 2 at the back, you need a centre-back. De Jong, he would certainly be good in your midfield. Eriksen for that creativity. Any of the players that we mentioned that you'd have liked Chelsea to be in and around?
Definitely Martinez. He would have been good at us. De Jong, not going to lose sleep about it. Same with Christian Eriksen. You said where are you playing De Jong in your midfield? Where are you playing Dim? Where in your midfield are you playing De Jong?
It's a good question. Where would you CM? Where would you play De Jong? How do you see him fitting into this midfield? And then you following you, Santi.
I feel like De Jong's gonna be, because there's a lot of talk of him being basically the anchor of the midfield. So that suggests that he's gonna play in a deeper line role, as a deep line playmaker who's gonna probably receive the ball from the defense and then advance it.
CM, can I ask you a question? Do you think that one of the reasons Frankie de Jong is reluctant to come to Man United is that, like, they're gonna be relying on him too much because he's such a marquee signing, and you know, it's Frankie de Jong, we're paying 60 odd million or whatever it is for him, and he's supposed to be this savior. We all know what situation Man United are in. Yeah, they need more than just one player. Do you think his reluctance may have something to do with the fact that they're going to be totally dependent on him to challenge for a title?
It could be a reason, but I agree with everything you said, to be honest, because for me, I said earlier on in the summer when this transfer was going on, for me, what is the difference between what they're doing to get De Jong and how they signed Paul Pogba there, and they just got rid of him? You know, when you think about when we signed Paul Pogba, this was a guy that was supposed to transcend this team and bring us back to glory. So much reliance on building a team around Paul Pogba, and it never worked for whatever reason, whether it was inconsistencies, injuries, playing in the wrong positions, or just complete underachievements. And now it seems like, to me, now I could be completely wrong and he may come in and play very well, but why are if everything's changed at the club, why do Manchester United seem like they're making or on their way to making the same mistake with Frankie de Jong, having that poster boy who's supposed to be changing everything within the team?
I think, like, I see the similarities, but I think they're two completely different things, because in terms of Ten Hag has coached De Jong and knows his his character, what kind of player he is, how to get the best out of him. He's the one who created him.
But to be honest, does that fair enough, he's coached him, but does that still take away from the fact that there's going to be enormous pressure on a De Jong who still hasn't really properly established himself in the world of football, but is then expected to come to a Manchester United team who are completely down in the dumps and has to pick everybody up within that team after having probably one of their worst seasons in Premier League history?
Would have went a bit further than done. All right.
Listen, we're all talking about speculation. Like, we don't know basically what's the main purpose. Like, all of us didn't predict that De Jong would come to Manchester United. Let's put that on the table. We never predicted De Jong would come on the table. We said Sangara, we said Tillemans, we said loads of different names. But the thing is, Erik ten Hag wants him, and we as a fan base wanted Erik ten Hag. So we have to, like, even though some of us don't agree about De Jong, and it's sometimes pissing us off that he doesn't want to come or he doesn't want to leave Barca, or whatever the reason is, he doesn't want to come. So, like, I get the frustration, but we have to back the manager.
The thing about it is, if De Jong comes, and like Cian was right, it only works if you bring in supporting players around him. Because if you just bring in De Jong and expect him to elevate this Man United side back to the back to the Champions League and stuff,
You need to stop smoking the weed.
You're on a hiding for nothing. If you don't bring in the players to support him, it's a waste of money. It ends up being a waste of money.
Yeah, I agree.
I hear that. Just before we move on to Mohammed, big up yourself. Thank you for joining. Santi, I just wanted to ask you, because I saw you nodding your head at Realist's comment in saying that you don't see him playing as a DM. So where do you see him, and if he does come, how do Manchester United get the best out of him and his ability?
Yeah. So with that, I don't historically, De Jong has never been like your specialist DM. That doesn't mean he can't be coached to be that person, but he's sort of a little bit more of like a, box to box type of midfielder. And I have a feeling that if he does come in, it's going to be a little bit more of we're going to be changing whatever, maybe not the formation, but the playing style, definitely. We're not necessarily going to be relying on one person as a DM. Hopefully, two people as a DM as previous seasons. And I think it's just going to be a little bit more of maybe he will change the formation. Maybe he will do something, but he's not your specialist DM. He's not the one final missing piece that this team needs. This team needs a lot of work in a lot of different positions, and I'm hoping that some of these players can be coached into having a kind of like a revival of their career based on what we've seen in previous years. You think of players like Rashford, you think of players, like even like Aaron Wan-Bissaka, that came in and they were great initially and then just dipped their form, which seems to be this weird trend that always happens at United. And so it's just, as far as how I see where he's going to be, I think he's going to be a little bit more of like somewhere between a 6 and an 8. I don't know. And I'm not really sure. Again, it's just one of those things that he wouldn't have been my initial target. I understand why he's Ten Hag's. He knows him. He's coached him before, so I'm sure he sees something or knows something is in there to fit into this team for that specific reason.
Yeah, excellent points there, Santi. Well put across. And just before we get into Mohammed and hearing his thoughts as well, Hamza and M, they're both about to leave. Big up, M. Take care, my bro. Thanks for hopping on each and every time. Hamza, big appreciation, man, for coming on.
Big up, Tereak.
You take care, man. You enjoy your F1.
We'll see you next season.
We'll see, exactly. Do you remember when I met you last at the start? What was the big topic? Saka versus the guy we will not mention.
Raphinha?
No.
That's it,
We'll discuss this topic when Anthony comes.
Okay, Anthony versus Saka. We'll see. Big up my bro Hamza, man. It's always great to see you, and big love to yourself.
Thanks,
there,
man.
bro.
See ya, guys.
And
Take care.
big
Yeah,
up
Hamza.
Mohammed.
Take it easy,
Thank
bro.
you for patiently waiting, man. Massive Arsenal fan. Mohammed is got very good points. Go check him out on Twitter. Based in Palestine. Am I correct, Mohammed?
Yes, of course.
Exactly. You're a journalist as well, so go check him out on Twitter, people. But talk to me, Mohammed. What do you want to get off your chest?
Yes, first of all, hi Tereak, hi guys, hi all. It's long time, Tereak, since I talked with you on your show, so it's my pleasure again after this long time. Of course, let's talk Arsenal, about Arsenal transfer market. For me, until now, we did a good job. Yeah, if you analyze before even July starts, okay, we made some good deals. Of course, Jesus is the prominent, the big deal that we are waiting. For me, it's an exciting deal. Turner as a backup for Ramsdale. Fabio Vieira, I think, exciting attacking player also. Marquinhos, one for the future. Now, for me, when I see Arsenal team, what left to do in the market, for me, I'll be happy with another 3 important, crucial deals. Arsenal must complete it to be stronger, to be ready for next season to compete. And I will speak about those areas and those players, because in my views, this transfer market is the most exciting transfer market maybe for 20 years or plus. And my expectations is that next season will be the toughest season in the Premier League history. After this market ends, you look at all clubs, not only top 6, maybe top 6, top 8, what deals they have done. Every team will be much more stronger than last season by far. So next season will be like a war, really, between all the clubs. So this reflects the importance of this market, of this summer, about Arsenal. About Lisandro Martinez deal, I think Arsenal should not drag on with this deal. And I mean, this deal must be clear during the next few days. If Arsenal can snatch it from United, okay. If not, to pull out and to concentrate on others, on other players, because if Lisandro Martinez is an exciting player. He's a tactical player. He can play various positions. He can play as a left side center back, backup for Tierney, also center midfield. Okay, Arteta loves him. Okay, but if we want him, we must pay to Ajax and not to drag on and the time wasting with this deal. If this deal is not happening, I think Grimaldo, which we all read, is another option from Benfica. I think very, very good, very talented left back will compete with Tierney, because it's very important to bring player that will compete with Tierney. We know the injury record for Tierney, unfortunately. For me, as an Arsenal fan and as a journalist, I see the Tielemans deal is much needed, much necessary deal, and I am disappointed that Arsenal until now didn't go to snatch this deal. And we know Arsenal had personal terms agreed with Tielemans agents months ago, because Tielemans now is a golden chance. The golden chance is a 1-year contract left with Leicester. We can have him £25 million, even £30 million. It's a cheap price for this caliber. He's very talented. He can make the difference in number 8 role. look at his record, his creating goals, his assists. He's a quality player. I think our midfield needs Tielemans badly. And the third deal, after Raphinha deal is off, now Raphinha is near to go to Barcelona. I think we had to go to another winger. For me, when I think about the characteristics of the winger that we must bring, he must be capable to play at right wing and left wing in the same quality, not only in Saka position at right wing. For me, I like two players from the Premier League, of course. Saint Alain Maxima, which I read that he's not happy with Newcastle, and Newcastle maybe considering any offer with £40 million plus, and second player is Leandro Trossard. I think Trossard is a fantastic player. He's underrated player. He played very good with Brighton last season and the season before, and with the Belgium national team also. Trossard is doing very, very well. He can play right wing, left wing, and also a striker. And Arsenal, if they want to go for Trossard, no one is competing with you on this deal, and you can snatch him with a good price, maybe 30 million or so. So I think Arsenal need another 3 deals to be strong, to be ready for war next season, because the Premier League next season is a tough war between all the teams. All the teams will be stronger and stronger and stronger, and this window is not finished yet. Long time remaining until the end of August. Also, so all the teams will be very concentrated to be more strong and strong. So big up Arsenal, and we are waiting anxiously about the next deals, Tereak.
Big up. Thank you very much, Mohammed. Excellent point, my bro. I'm going to have to drop you out because we've got more people that are trying to come in, and I'm trying to speed things up because we're an hour and 20 in.
Okay,
Mohammed,
no problem.
let the people know where they can find you on Twitter, man. And you know what? And all the content that you're putting out there in Germany.
Yes, on Twitter, at Mohammed Iraqi 10 on Twitter. So all my views about Arsenal, some of my interviews on YouTube, analyzing Arsenal on various channels, Tereak.
Nice. Big up yourself, Mohammed. Always a pleasure to see you, my man. And I hope you take care. And God bless, man. Take care, bro.
Thank you. See you soon. See you soon.
Bye-bye. Big up Mohammed right there. I know Will from Mohammed when we had an Arsenal stream. Can
I say something? I mean, on Palace actually, because we haven't really talked much about them, but I think this is going to be a big season, a massive season for Vieira. His second season, because everybody thought he was going to crash and burn, and it was never going to happen. I'm interested to see who they buy and what Vieira does his second season. It's still a slightly Arsenal tip because it's Vieira, but I have to say a big shout out to him. Yeah.
Well, thank you for that introduction, Wolf, after 1 hour and 23 minutes. Tell you what, I just see people dipping into the show. Oh, what do you think?
Spoke about Gallagher, didn't we?
Regarding Villa. No, but
you have the patience of a saint. You have the patience of a saint. They said best for last. I think Tereak was just sour the amount of times you slagged him over Raphinha. I think that was it. That's all it was.
I just think it's a 3-0 defeat.
Nice to me as well.
Since the 3-0 defeat,
all right, true.
I think our relationships just kind of like nosedive. You know.
Jordan, are you? Enough said, bro.
Yeah, you wrapped one past Ramsdale.
El Neni, enough said. Carry on, Bridge.
To answer your question, listen, we will be stupid to think that this is not a bigger season than last year. like Vieira's set a standard at the club, and every team's gonna know how we play now. So it's gonna be effectively harder. This second season syndrome thing is actually mad. It's real. Look at Leeds. Wolves had a dodgy season second time round as well. You know, so I just want us to see next season over the line, and then the third season. That's what I'm really looking at. Can we break into that top 10 properly? Because I mean, we were close last season. We dropped a lot of silly points and so on and so forth. But I just hope our fan base don't get onto Vieira's back if it's not so rosy straight away. You know?
I don't see that because, and I say this because I was at that Huddersfield game. You know when who was in charge? Was it Ronald Borough?
Frank de Boer, yeah.
Frank de Boer, sorry. I don't think that's your fan base. They it doesn't matter what happens, they will support the club. I don't think that Palace is a second season syndrome because they're, in my opinion, are an established Premier League side. Yeah. Vieira knows what he's doing. He showed that last season. The club the owners are 110% behind him. I think Gallagher will be a huge miss. It's about replacing him, and or replacing what he does in the side. But it's I just think if Vieira is allowed to get in the kind of players that he wants, that top 10 finish is assured. Because they're a team under Vieira, the Palace are a team to be feared now. Palace are a team to be feared. I'm not comfortable about our first game of the season being out there. I want us to spank you, but it's not. Palace aren't a team that you roll over. Palace aren't a team that you roll over. So I don't think this is a second. It's that second season syndrome with Vieira.
Yeah, I mean, with regards to the signings and such. Chet the Corey is just working as just on work permit, so we should, and it'll be nice to get because of Coyote is going and stuff. So we've automatically we've replaced our DM immediately, which is good. Yes, Gallagher will be a loss, but I think we're trying to find a replacement in that area. So we've been looking at Joe Aribo, we've looked at Gibbs White.
I think Garner would be a good option.
You know what? Can I be completely honest? And I think it's based on this whole Gallagher situation. I'm actually sick and tired of taking loanies. I understand the importance of them because we're not a big club like that. We need all the help we can get, really, and we're not like financially blessed like that. But we had Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who thrived when he came to us. Then Gallagher, who thrived. Both of them got England call-ups through playing for us.
I wish it took Ruben.
I wish we had him too at the time, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? But then they're gone, and we have to. We basically have to find our own version of that and stuff. So
have you guys got money to buy though?
They've got loads of players coming in. Am I right, Rich?
Yeah, but both our signings have been free transfers.
Not really. With the Derby County one, you had to pay compensation fees to Derby.
No, we didn't have to. We chose to help them out as a club.
Nice.
Basically, can you just get Cheka Takori there for 16 million or something? Was it?
Yeah. So Takori, is literally just waiting on a work permit, and that will be done. So effectively, so far we spent 16 million. And such. That will rise to about 2022.
And is someone called Downs as well? Am I correct, Rich?
Flynn Downs, yeah. So that's going to be close as well.
Where's he from?
Swansea.
Okay.
Midfielder.
Yeah.
Do you think you have any sellable assets this summer?
They've got plenty, but they don't want
realistic ones though.
The only massive question mark is on Wilf because he's going into the last year of his contract, and it's what we do with him. Now, I don't expect him to go, but then the question is, would he then sign a new contract next season? We don't know.
Yeah, but where would he go though? Because I mean,
that's the thing he's got to think about because he's approaching 30. You know, But at the same time, could he nick a Europa League team move?
West Ham, maybe, you reckon?
You know, just a stint in Europe. Like, that's why he went to Manchester United in the first place, you know, to play European football. And obviously that didn't work out for him, you know. So I'm sure he would, like every player aspires to play in Europe or play at the biggest stage possible, you know, so we can't fault him for it. He came back to us, he's given us wicked yet. It's not like he's come and he's like shown that he doesn't care, he doesn't want to be there. He's given us like his best.
No, but he had the same problem that Van Persie had, where he was expecting to play under Ferguson for a lot longer than he did.
Yeah.
Both him and Van Persie both went there.
Fergie.
Well, this is it. They bought him, and then he was playing under Moyes. So it's like, and the when a new manager comes in and he doesn't know how to play you or how you fit into the side, you know, it affects you. So that's why he went back to Palace.
Yeah, allegedly he did something with the manager's daughter as well.
Get that back up.
We're not going to get into that.
Allegedly. I don't believe
that. Yeah, I heard that as well.
That doesn't help, does it?
I see, like you said, Europa League move would be good for him. I mean, the ship has sailed, I think, with like a top 6 club a long time ago. Arsenal were maybe the only club that would have bought him a couple of years ago, but now obviously they're stacked. So maybe a West Ham.
Fifth and sixth is Europa League. Just throwing out there. So he could still go to a top 6 club and play Europa League.
True, man. I doubt it, man. I don't know which team would take him at this point. You know, he's 30.
You wouldn't take him on your right hand side?
No. We got Eriksen, my guy, and Sancho. We're good.
Eriksen on the wing.
Well, Sancho on the wing and Eriksen at the right midfield. So
I'd take Rolf. I don't think he will come to us, or I don't think it's a good move. But he's not like Willian, a 30-year-old Willian. He's like 2 years younger than his actual age, and the brother's hungry. He's a chaos merchant. You got to respect. You got to respect him for that, because he takes so many people's attention when he's on the pitch.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You know, with the Arsenal thing though, that ship sailed. You lot decided to spend 70.
Oh God, yeah, I'm just talking personally. I'm just talking. Yeah, obviously that ship sailed. You know,
I mean, we did ask for 70 million, and we went and spent it on Pepe.
But we paid it in installments.
If a good offer comes for Michael Elise, would you be willing to sell him, Rich?
Newcastle be linked with Elise.
He has been. I don't see him going anywhere this season, but I think next season will be gone. No, listen, like, and I'm not trying to say this to slander our team, but when a bigger club comes calling, like, we're gonna have to take the money and run with it, and then rebuild. You know, and that's why I like what we're doing at the moment with just getting the best of the Championship. You know, at next to nothing, and it's working. Let it continue.
Yeah, you got to try and like Leicester. Yeah, you got to try and like Leicester your way there, isn't it? Like build Leicester, they sell to bigger clubs, but they sell right. Even the Tielemans deal, they're making it a hard bargain for Arsenal to go and get.
They rip bigger teams off, man. Just ask me.
I've got you definitely know.
It's a tier system.
That's different.
It's very much a tier system. So you've got the big 6 and the players that they go to, and then you've got the next category, that middle table fighting for the middle table place.
We fall into that now.
yeah. Totally. You do. And those will take what people may call as cast-offs, because you see like Lingard going to West Ham. I think that's a great deal for him if he goes there. I mean, there's talk of him going. I think I can't remember if it's Newcastle or someone else, but that would be a great deal for them. Experienced players that still got mileage on the clock. That will be first team stars in Premier League teams, and your Brightons, your Palaces, your all those kind of teams, they got to look at that. It's smart business and it's sustainable business, and you pick the best from the Championship. So
He's all right.
I mean, the only other positions we need to look at, I think we do need the centre back, but I don't think we'll get one. What I think will happen is that Joe Ward will be backup centre back. That's what I think will happen. It's obviously right back. Now, those Wan-Bissaka rumours have just gone quiet. That means one of two things. We're not interested or we're moving in silence. But the one thing I am happy about is that we're only talking about a loan and that's it. I know that's going to upset Santi and CM and Mania and Brush especially, but it doesn't look like we want to take Aaron back full time. But then again, Nathan Ferguson's been training, which means absolutely nothing because he trains and then gets injured. But Nathan Ferguson will be perfect for us this time. He's just unfit.
With Nathan, it's going to take a long time for Nathan Ferguson. Like I'm saying, this season is still going to be like building back up, building that confidence when you come off a huge injury, like consistently as well. It's going to be difficult, but I really do like Nathan Ferguson. Obviously, being from and in and around West Brom.
Being a West Brom fan, just say it.
Had a season ticket at West Brom. So, yeah, it was, you know what, keeping an eye on him. He's very mature beyond his years, and it's been a shame.
Like I said, it's a massive shame that the injuries have just...
He's got that understanding of the game, which you never really lose. Yeah. Which for a young player, he's not been reliant. You know, when we look at young players, they're reliant on their physical attributes, whether they're massive. He's actually 5'10". He's a small defender. Like he's played centre back, left back, and right back in his career. So that shows you that type of intelligence that he possessed. So I'm hoping that he does have a good time at Palace, and that could save you a few quid indeed.
Yeah. Well, Palace are in, I'm going to say Palace. And even Villa and stuff, they are teams that can take huge risks because it can, if it backfires, it can set them back a couple of years. So, like, we need to talk about a Wan-Bissaka deal. The smartest thing for Palace to do is to take him back on loan, not just to straight buy him. Yeah, he's got the experience in Man United and he's played in Europe and whatever. But his form isn't as consistent as it was. So the smartest thing from their point of view is to take him on loan with an option to buy. That's the kind of deals that... Yeah, go on.
But my question is, and I think Rich will back me up. Okay, anyway. Rich might back me up. Will he suit Vieira's style? Because Wan-Bissaka suited like Roy Hodgson because they could defend and defend and defend. And he looked good because he's a great tackler. I'm not disputing that one bit. But when it comes to playing football, he is miserable at crossing sometimes. Like, he's just miserable. And Vieira likes his fullbacks to get up high and do whatever. So that's another question. Will he suit Vieira?
See, I look at this in two ways. It's either a case where he comes to us and he just focuses on defending, and once he gets it, somehow pass the ball down the line and let Mike Olise do what he does best. I mean, I think the biggest issue with Wan-Bissaka is that we're gonna, if we do have him back, we're gonna have to do a lot of psychological healing because he went from being world class to Sunday League.
Yeah. But don't you think that, like, if you brought someone like Wan-Bissaka back, Vieira's smart enough to compensate for his forward.
Yeah. In fact, Vieira will make sure that he can pass the ball. Like Vieira will
You know, do you think he would play as a centre back, as a right centre back?
No, we don't play right back.
No, I mean, like in a back four.
Wan-Bissaka has not been coached.
What did Hannah was going to say something? What was he going to say?
Rich, didn't you guys learn? Don't take X-plays. You saw what happened to Chelsea when he took Lukaku back. So what happened to United when they took Ronaldo back? Please, don't take X-plays. Don't take X-plays. It's just going to ruin it.
Hey, if they took Levy Colwell from Chelsea, sat at Crystal Palace, you know, that's a combined age of centre backs younger than Rich.
Yeah, Rich, I want to ask you something. It's about
take off your hat. Take off your hat.
Don't.
And by the way, do you want to know why he said he was late? Because he said that his eyelashes weren't fleeky and that. So.
Whatever.
Sending shots at me. What's wrong with you?
always, man. But Santi
Man's
is
got
going to
a further hairline in KSI.
Come on, bro.
Santi's gonna have to run. So big up Santi, man, for coming.
Big up Santi, man.
Santi, what's the next
Castro,
destination?
Batista.
What happened? There's a
What's the
lot
next-
of questions flying at
What's
once.
the next destination?
The next
Where's the next
destination is
destination?
dinner time. But appreciate you guys having me on. Santi, here. Sometimes you can find me at United Abroad, but mostly just supporting everybody else. But again, appreciate everybody, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Thanks for the landing.
Thank you very much for coming on, guys. I'm going to be running for about 10 more minutes, but of course we've got King. We've had King and Manchester Mania sitting patiently there waiting. Big up you guys for coming in. Not as patient as Rich has been, and Rich got his Palace talk right there. Thanks to Wilf, the Don respecting the what's below the Don, the concierge. Is that it? I think that's what it
Made
is.
man.
Yeah, the made man. Yeah, exactly that. So big up yourself, King and Manchester Mania. King, what do you want to talk about, my bro? In particular, in Arsenal's transfers, how are you feeling about it? Are you being patient? Are you growing a little bit in frustration? Or let me know.
Yo, big up everybody. Big up the chat. Mad at it. Good people. And regarding Arsenal,
Oh yeah, sorry, bro. I just couldn't hear you for a little bit then.
can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, that's much better.
Yeah.
Perfect. Carry on, bro. Sorry.
No worries. No, for me, regarding Arsenal, I think we started good. I like the signing of Fabio Vieira and Jesus. I am of the belief that we lacked a lot of creativity last season. We lacked options when we were going to attack, and I think our play was very rigged because we had players like Granit Xhaka, Tomiyasu, Tierney. All of them were starting, and you wouldn't say that they are the most creative or of players or technically gifted players. So I'm actually pleased that we got Vieira. I think he can both be a backup for Odegaard, but I also think he can play with Odegaard because we saw last season that we switched to a 4-3-3 and the manager wants to play with 2 number 8. So I'm really looking forward to see what he can bring to the team. And he's also different to Odegaard. I think he's more attacking, more alert in the final third, where Odegaard is more the laid back kind of creator. So it's going to be interesting, really. And we all know that we were struggling up front. We didn't have a certified center forward. Everybody saw what happened with Aubameyang and Lacazette, and it's like they were so poor that when Eddie came back, it was like a blessing. We could see how much we lacked just someone who could press, who could run. And I think Jesus is gonna improve our attack a lot. I think he's technically solid. He's very intelligent. He's not a selfish player. He's gonna link up well with our wide players, and I think he's gonna score a lot of goals for us as well. I think people forget the fact that he's never started more than 22 games in a Premier League season. So imagine him starting 30, 35 games. That is like 12 to 15 games more. So you can understand that he's going to add at least another 5 to 7 goals more than what he usually scores. So I think he's going to have a good season. I do think that we still need more players. I would like to see at least 3 players come in. We know that we lack covers for Tierney. We need another.
Hey, Martin, check
central-
this.
Martin looking
I know.
at Colas.
I know. I saw it. I know.
Ah, the chat taking the piss.
Any. What was you saying, bro?
No, I was saying, I still hope that we get a central midfielder, whether it is Tillemans, Fabian Ruiz, or Milinkovic Savic.
Come on.
We need option. We need option, man. We really do. I would have hoped that we bid it for Jacob Ramsey. I really rate him. I think he's not spoken enough about. I think he's a baller. I think he's very versatile. I think he's technically good. He's a good box-to-box player, and he's
another one
mature.
better than Mason Mount.
Wow! Wow!
Stop.
Yeah. I definitely rate Jacob Ramsey. I would take him. I would take him at Arsenal. Honestly, I think it's good. But yeah, we need options there. I would take a wide player. I really hope that we would have landed Raphinha. I think we need a senior option on the wings. I think we got three really talented young wingers in Saka, Martinelli, and Smith Rowe.
Yeah.
But I do think that none of them are even near the years of 25. All of them are 20 or 21. We need someone who's around 24, 25, 26, who's more mature, who can play more consistent, who can play at a more, kind of solid level and won't dip as much as they will. So I hope we go for winger. And yeah, I would want to see that. I'm a bit worried that, with Raphinha, Martinez, but that's the transfer window for you, You're not going to get all your options.
King, I mean, I know everybody's talking about Raphinha, but for me, and I'm genuinely saying this, yes, I would have loved him.
Yeah.
But it was always going to be a bonus if we got him. People are kind of hung up on this Raphinha. We should have got him because he came out of nowhere where it was an option and we tried our hands, but it was never one of our targets. So I don't.
No, I think Arsenal saw a golden opportunity. Kind of, you remember a couple of years ago when we bought Alexis Sanchez. It was an opportunity. We tried it. We got him. This time we tried it. We didn't get him. We're not in Champions League. His first destination is Barcelona. And who wouldn't want to go to Barcelona, especially if you are from a climate where the weather is similar to the weather in Barcelona? Surely you wouldn't mind playing there. And especially now when they are having a project, have a lot of, young players, So I don't blame him. I don't blame the club. They tried their best, but the player wants to go to Barca. I don't have a big problem with that. I just hope that we will still land someone in that similar kind of quality and age bracket for the wide forward role. Like who?
Yeah.
It's a good question. I thought we would go for Sterling. Obviously, he didn't. He want to go Chelsea. I don't think we can get Serge Gnabry. I think that if he's turning down 250k for Bayern Munich, he's definitely turning down anything Arsenal would offer him. I think that's more fans. But there are some good wingers out there that we can get. It's up to the club to scout someone who will fit the way the manager wants to play. I'm someone who I don't care who we buy. I just want to make sure that we buy the player that they have scouted and identified.
Remember, Dybala is a free agent and he can play that wide. He can play anywhere across the three, which is I would love him because of his experience, his energy, and the fact that, again, what Arteta seems to be doing is rather than buying individual players to cover each position, he's buying one player that can cover 2 or 3 positions, which financially makes sense. Is a no-brainer. It's a genius move. And someone like Dybala, who's still I think in his mind still has something to prove. Not in anybody else's, but maybe in his mind, and he would be a great addition because he covers that position if we need it.
I think he's going to Inter Milan, though. Looks like it's pretty much done. Inter Milan.
There you go. But just before I bring you in, Mania, Rich and Martin have to leave. Big up to both of you for coming on, staying on for the long. Yeah, you see, Who's the last man standing? Of course, it's going to be the Don. But Rich and Rich, let the people know where they can find you and what. Most importantly, these people know where they can find you. Most of them do, but there is plenty of new people in the chat. But let them know about the content that is coming up on the channel.
Yo, big up, see. You're lucky. I'm a patient guy. I'll be on to you. You can find me.
When the camera's on it.
Yeah, you find me on Eagle Eyed Football. I'm gonna be chatting to CM about the Say Less podcast. That might have to run still. But no, listen, guys, find us on Eagle Eyed Football, predominantly Palace content, but we do have a Sunday night calling show similar to this as well. That will be back up and running again. So feel free to obviously jump on that. And most importantly, Wednesday is our first watch along for the Women's Euros and stuff. So yeah, we'll be covering the Women's Euros.
Hey.
So yeah, please look out for that. And yeah.
Big up, Rich. I'll see you first game of the season, isn't it?
Hey.
See, I didn't want to say nothing. I'm trying to keep humble.
No, but I'm gonna try to get tickets for the game, so we're gonna see each other for the.
We'll link up, and Martin's gonna come down for the Palace Villa game as well. So
okay, cool.
Hey, Martin was meant to come down for the Aston Villa Arsenal game. I can see why he decided not to. What?
Yeah, North London's a kip. I'd rather go to Croydon.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Your goalkeeper is gonna cry every time you come to the Emirates.
Yeah, no.
Hey, big up, Martin, man. Thanks for coming on, and let the people know where they can find you, man.
Well, look, it's there in the name. That's me Twitter. I'm more or less here just for the vibes and the banter, backs and forths, all over. Always good to have a bit of back and forth, and great crack tonight, and hopefully I can catch everybody down again sometime.
Exactly. Big
Take
up,
easy,
Martin.
mate.
And just one last thing, yeah. This guy seems to forget that I've got powers, If you ever reference my name again, yeah. At my age, yeah, I can just sit in you as well. I'm out.
Take it easy.
Sorry, man, I had to. Martin took one. You've got the banter, so I have to come in with it a little bit at time to time, sprinkle a little bit. I don't have an Irish cat though, do I?
I'll leave it on this note. Rich looks like the B-Tech version of Idris Elba.
B-Tech.
Take it easy, Brian.
He's coming back now.
Yeah.
He's dipped.
Why did he wait for me to leave before he said something?
Yeah, exactly. True. Yeah, that's true. Good point. It's a good point. He waited for you to leave.
Scared of South London, innit?
And he wanted me to look after when he comes down to Sellers Park. I'm sending him right to the middle of the HF.
Hey, look, he's running the chat now. Gotta run.
Yeah, you did have to run.
Big up, guys.
Guys, peace.
Lay up.
Big up.
Mania. Because we've got some, you know what? Let me know your thoughts. What is it that you wanted to talk about? Because you was coming with a bit of smoke about Gabriel Jesus, right? I saw you in the chat. But if you want to talk about Man United, if you want to talk about Arsenal, let me know.
Talk about Martial
Man United
or Rashford.
anymore, man. I actually have a question since there's a lot of Arsenal fans still here. Do you think Arteta would get sacked if they don't make fourth next season?
Say that again?
If the guys don't reach fourth, would Arteta get sacked?
See, that depends. It depends on how we don't meet fourth. I mean, if we won the Europa and finished fifth by a point, hell no. But if we get knocked out in the group stage of the Europa and we're like 6th, 7th, then yeah, he's got to go. But it all depends on how it is that we don't finish fourth. If it's by goal difference, yeah, no. But that's the question, because like you could have said that this season, he didn't finish fourth, so sack him. We were never in the shout for fourth by anyone's estimation at the beginning of the season. So everybody was saying, we overachieved and all the rest of it. Me personally, I I think the target should be third. It is in my eyes for this season. But if you don't get there, if he finishes fourth and we're in the Champions League, I'm not going to crucify him for that. But it like I said, it depends on how we don't finish fourth.
Because the way I look at it, I say you guys will be shipping a lot of goals next season if you don't get a defensive midfielder in. Because I think you just brought in a couple of attackers. Yes, Fabio Vieira can play a little bit deeper, but he's more of an attack-minded midfielder, and you obviously brought in Gabriel Jesus, which doesn't make sense to me if you're gonna hand Eddie Nketiah a new contract, a long-term deal, and then buy another striker. It doesn't make sense to me. But you're very heavy on attack, and then I don't think you're focusing more on the defense. So my question to you, Martinez from Ajax, I hope we get him. But if you get him, do you think he's going to play more of a defensive midfielder role than a center back?
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
You said that we are heavy on the attack, but Eddie was the only central forward left. Lacazette and Aubameyang are gone.
But you just handed a new long-term deal to that striker. So you go and buy another big striker. You're supposed to buy a backup in that.
No, but we needed two strikers. We needed two strikers. We needed minimum. We needed minimum two strikers. And on the
more strikers.
Yeah, on the Martinez question, I've said this on another podcast and a few other times. If we get him, he could be the most important signing of the transfer window, even more than Jesus. I think with regards to the striker thing, we need you can't just rely on one striker. Man City don't, Liverpool don't. Chelsea tried it and you saw what happened to them. We needed options. I think that defensive midfield is, but the caveat to that is being so attack minded can work in your favor, where if you're pressing you're pressing the opponents in their last third and they can't get out of their last third, it nullifies the fact that you don't have a defensive midfielder. It negates that factor if you are pressing. Man City do that. I mean, yes, they have a defensive midfielder, but what they do is they crush, and so do Liverpool. They suffocate you in your last third that you can't get out. So you can't make anything, you can't create anything. So there's very little pressure on your defensive midfielder. You know what I mean? He's not having to deal with.
Are in that position though. I don't think they have those players to do that.
We're not currently, but if we get the attacking options that we want and the system works, then we will be. Maybe not to the level of a title challenge, but for where we are, yeah, we could be.
Yeah, and also what I think, Wilf, I think a lot of people forget that we are now in an era where it's system managers. Managers have a system that they want to play. That is their philosophy. It's their bread and water. They will die for it. You see Pep Guardiola, he will die for his formation. Klopp will die for his formation. Erik ten Hag will die, etc., etc. And also, last season, Arsenal Football Club, we were the 13th team when it came to creativity. 13th. So there were 12 teams that created more chances than Arsenal Football Club last season. That is not an attacking team. We lacked attacking options. And that's why we didn't score. A lot of games we won was 1-0 or 2-0 or 2-1. There was very few games where we scored a lot of goals. Yes, we had the odd games where we played Norwich or Leeds, when Leeds were playing the 4 team where we scored, 3-4 goals, But in general, we didn't score a lot of goals and we didn't create a lot of chances. And the manager wants to play an attacking football. And to be able to play attacking football, you need attacking players. If you want to play a pragmatic football, you buy pragmatic players. And also, just a last point to land is that Thomas Partey is our DM and he's the number one. Second to him is Sambi Lokonga. Sambi Lokonga had only played one season in the Premier League. I think a lot of people forget how hard it is to adapt to the Prem, and you can't really judge a player how good he is just after one season. You're gone.
I was just gonna throw back a question and say, based on that and the signings that you've had so far in the transfer window, do you see a dramatic improvement in those attacking areas going into now? Just to say, if what you have now is what you're going to have going into the season when the window's closed, do you see a dramatic improvement there based on the signings, or do you rely on Arteta further developing the squad?
Yes.
Both. A little both from column A and column B. I think the signings that we've made are dramatically going to affect our attacking prowess. I think because when you hear about players talk about Arteta who've played under him, he's an amazing coach. So there are going to be players, or one or two players coming from that academy, from London Colney, who will step up. And I think that's drastically has been affected by this just transfer window. Even with just like Vieira and Jesus, and we don't know what Arteta sees in Martinez and what he can get out of him, without a doubt.
Yeah, and let's not forget that since Arteta's been here, Martinelli, Smith Rowe, and Saka has improved every season. So what is there not to say that next season, when they're 1 year older, more experienced, will be better?
But here's
and
my
this
question.
is the first time since the manager's joined that he's bought a striker. So this is his striker now, playing his system. So I think that will improve us a lot. And
Who's
also
the starting front three next season?
Who's the starting front three? Right now, it would be Martinelli, Jesus, and Saka.
I don't think there is a mainstay. It's fluid because you can have Saka, Martinelli, Jesus, Nketiah, Vieira can come in there, and that's the thing. The versatility and the interchangeableness of the front three makes us unpredictable. So there's a plan A, B, C, and possibly even a D, and you can't nullify all factors. So I don't think we have a nailed-on starting three. There might be in Arteta's mind, but it's not going to stay that way for the whole season. If they all stay fit, all three of them will not continually play and will not continually play in the same positions. Because remember, Jesus can play wide right, he can play centre, he can even play on the left. Eddie Nketiah can play centre, or he can play right or left. Saka can play right or left. You know what I mean? They're interchangeable. Martinelli can play on one side. Smith Rowe can play there. Even Vieira, if you want to put him there, he can play on that right. So we don't have a set front three, which I'm glad about.
But do you see a problem in the fact that you just listed 6 very good players in only 3 positions?
No, that's not a problem.
Competition? No, it's not a problem at all.
If you look at Liverpool, for example, okay, Salah is the main guy. But after Salah, you got Diego Jota, you got Roberto Firmino, you got Darwin Núñez, you got Luis Diaz, and you also got Carvalho. That's also 6 players.
And that was the same when they had Mane.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
when Mane was there previously. And you look at City, they got multiple options in all the attacking areas. Like the best teams have options. And we are going to play in Premier League. We're going to play in Europa League. It's a World Cup year. You know, we're going to play domestic cups. It's a lot of games. It's a squad team.
And even
Last
previously,
year, we didn't have options. So when we had to play Saka, even though he needed to rest, we had to play Lacazette even though he couldn't score. You know, these were big problems for Arsenal. We didn't have options, but we got now.
And if you look at Man United when they're at their height, I think T alluded to it earlier. They had at one point they had 4 strikers. Yeah, when they did the treble, they had 4 strikers, and they were interchangeable. And what did Ferguson do in the European Cup final? He took off the 2 and
Dwight
brought
York.
on Dwight York and Cole, and then bring on Sheringham and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. That changed the game. You need to have a variation in your attack because every team in the Premier League now is intelligent. Every team in the Premier League comes with a system. We watch it and we have ideas. So these are professional people who are constantly trying to figure out how to nullify this team or that team or whatever. If that team's got 4 or 5 options, you can only go, okay, what do they start with? Let's try that. And if they change it in the game, you may not have the players to change with that change.
Exactly. Sam, what was you going to say then? Sorry.
No, I was just gonna chime in on the depth thing and say, well, you see, even speaking on an Arsenal, Man United perspective, the big teams we see all the time, you know, especially with the amount of games that are increasing, what it looks like it's gonna be, especially if you're on the likes of the Champions League, these European cup competitions, you're gonna need depth in every position. And to be honest, having depth is not the worry. It's how the manager and his coaching staff are able to manage and deal with those players and put them in a mindset where they are motivated to compete for positions rather than having a negative mindset and saying, I should be there already. Should be asking questions of yourself and saying, what do I need to do to get into that position?
Do you reckon you're moving away from a 4-2-3-1 to accommodate the more attacking players in the squad now?
Yeah, we did move away from it. We played 4-3-3 probably from November. That's the way the manager wants to play.
I don't think we're moving away from it. I just think we're adding to it. Because if these players can play 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, even a 4-4-2, once you're adept at doing all 3, you can change it in game. If it's not working for you, you can literally change it with the players that are on the pitch. You make a sign, and all of a sudden, the opposite defense is set up for 4-3-3, and then all of a sudden it's gone to a 4-2-3-1 or whatever. It confuses. So I don't think that's a negative. It's a major positive.
Hannah, what was you going to say? You was going to add something there as well.
Okay, so you said Arsenal have a plan A, B, C, maybe even a D. Now, what is those plans? What is those attacking plans?
I didn't hear what was the question?
What are Arsenal's attacking plans for next season? Like, what are the variations that you think you can see? And
from what I can see, and not being a football expert, is that the manager wants the attacks to press. He wants us to press. He wants us to be a ball possession team. He wants us to overload the wings, and he wants us to use cuttings a lot when we attack. So you can see that Odegaard often overload the right side, and Granit was overloading the left side. And I think the reason why we've been looking for players like Vieira and Tielemans is because they are better going forward than what Granit Xhaka is. So I think that's what he wants to do. You know, you can see that someone like Tomiyasu, he will play that inverted role, and the left back will go on more on attack. I think one of the reasons why he's bringing in Martinez is that if Martinez plays left back, then the right back can overload. So it will be a more flexible and fluid system. That's what I think he wants to do.
But at the same time, sorry, I just don't know how you can play 4 of these 6 players in one starting 11. that we were mentioning.
You don't.
But you don't need to.
You don't need to.
Remember, we've got 5 subs, and also going
Oh,
back
that's true. That's
to
true. That's right.
Hannah's question is it's more you're going to press. We are going to press, and then when we're going forward, it will be little through balls behind the back line. Putting it out wide and cutting back to the likes of Jesus or Nketiah in the box, or if you're playing a Smith Rowe coming in late and scoring, it will be moving around that back 4 or 3 or whatever you're playing against. That's how we're going to be playing. It's going to be very front-footed. It's going to be very fluid. You're going to have players interchanging. You will have Odegaard. He might play that number 10 role, and then as soon as someone marks him, he goes out to Saka's part and plays maybe a little wider, and he comes in, and then you've got Jesus picking up from centre midfield and then getting in the box and getting onto the end of things. And remember, he, as well as a goal scorer, he creates. So he can drop into those little pockets and have players run on beyond them. And I think that's what you're going to see more of from this Arsenal side going into next season.
Can you give me like a 4-3-3 setup where you just forget the back 4 and a goalkeeper, but just those 3-3? Can you give me where you think the best 6 can be right now without any new signings?
Okay. Partey, Odegaard, and me personally, it depends on who we're playing. If we're playing on a team that we should be beating, I would play Partey, Odegaard, Vieira, and then Saka, Jesus, and maybe Smith Rowe or Martinelli.
Yeah, I would. What I think the manager would do right now with the players we have in the squad, it would be Partey, Odegaard, Granit Xhaka, Martinelli, Jesus, and Saka. That's what I think. But you don't know. You know, Sambi Lokonga can do a madness during preseason. Vieira can do a madness. Smith Rowe can be back to his goal-scoring form. You know, it's very hard to predict because we've only had one game and it was behind doors. So it's all about who impresses the manager, who listens to the instruction, what do we bring in. At the end of the day, it's the window is still open and we will get players in.
And it also depends on who we're actually playing, because obviously if you're playing a Man City or a Liverpool or even a Man United or a Chelsea, you're going to play different to if you're playing a West Ham, a Palace, a Villa, even a Chelsea and a Spurs and a Tottenham. Because if you're playing against a low block, you're going to set up differently. If you're playing against a team that's going to come out and like if you're playing Tottenham, you're going to be playing with a low block, so you're probably not. You'll probably more likely play with a 4-3-3. If you're playing a Man City or a Liverpool, and you're more likely to play with a 2-3-1.
Who's that?
Because you need
a double pivot in that situation.
I personally, Xhaka or Xhaka and Partey, or Partey and El Neni. I loved when they played
so many times.
No. When Partey and El Neni played together, it weren't many.
That was when we were in the top 4.
We had our best run when Partey and Granit were playing together. I think what people need to understand is that yes, Granit Xhaka isn't a world-class player. Yes, he's failed us many times. Yes, he's had a lot of controversial things on and off the field. But this last season is probably his best season he's ever had at Arsenal. And after that stupid red card against Man City, he was
He got his
really
head straight.
good in the league. Actually,
He got his head straight.
especially when he was playing more as a number 8 and didn't have to play as the DM, which he used to do before. So he wasn't as fragile, because we all know that he's not a very mobile player. So they can play together. They've shown that.
And that was one of Arteta's masterstrokes in
No.
finding a way to release Xhaka from that mentality. He pushed him further up the field, so he was less of a liability to the side, and he was free up. So he didn't, and also he didn't have as much responsibility as in leading the team, because there are other leaders there. Saka stepped up, Partey stepped up, Odegaard was in there, Smith Rowe. All these players have stepped up, so they've taken pressure off him. And I'm not a Xhaka fan. T knows this. I'm not a Xhaka fan, but credit where credit's due. He had his best season last season, and he was dependable. He's not an awful player. He's not the best player in the world, like King said. But if he knows what he needs to do in that side, he will do that job.
Yeah.
Okay, and then my last question. Can I just ask one last question?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
So for both Manchester United and Arsenal, we are buying Martinez, which looks like he's going to be playing more of a midfield role if we were to buy him, but also become a backup center back at the same time. So do you think Rob Holding's time at the club would end if that happens?
Possibly if he comes to us. I actually, if he comes to us, no, because Holding. I think if Martinez comes to us, he will play that DM role. If he goes to Man United, he will be playing centre back. So that's the difference.
I think the problem with Rob Holding is that he's very comfortable in Arsenal, in London. He doesn't mind. You know, he knows that the wages he has at the club is not going to have it somewhere else. So even if Martinez comes and play centre back, Holding knows that he will get runs in the cups and in the Europa League. He knows that if there's a game where we need to play a back three, he knows that he has an opportunity to come in and play in a low block back three. So I don't think he would go this season. I think it would be more of a thing of next season. He'll probably look at his age and probably feel like it's time to move on, especially if we get into the Champions League. But I think this season, even if we bring in Martinez, he's still going to be there.
There we go.
Okay. But
And people-
my opinion on your guys' attack is you guys don't have an attacking plan because Arteta is not the right manager. He doesn't have the knowledge you guys need. You got good players, but I just think your guys' attack is going to let you guys down. And the early prediction from me is Rebel Chasers will be destroyed at Arsenal. Mikel Arteta destroying like Pogba's career destroyed at United. Same is going to happen with
We will see, Hanno. We will see indeed. But guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. And just before I wrap it up, I want to get everyone to chime in on a couple quick fire questions that were asked earlier on. I'm not even sure if the people that asked them are still in the chat. But before I do that as well, I just want to big up some all of you guys that have been staying in. We've got 13 people still watching. We've had over 10 people throughout, and guys, we've had 20. We've had close to even 30s at points, and it's just been amazing. It's amazing to be back, sharing with these wonderful people. Debut for the first time for Hanno and M as well. And then Manchester Mania's been on the channel a few times. King, he's been on it regularly. CM, you know, we've created videos together. We've done drafts. And then we've got the Don himself, Wilf. And then we've had everyone else who joined in. Rich, we had Jamie. We had so much. I'm going to forget people, so I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go through absolutely everyone trying to. But big up everyone in the comments. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I'm going to pick out a few of yours. And Super Nick, I think she's, you know what? She hit the nail on the head. This is why CM's so smart. The apple don't fall too far from the tree. You know, as I say, hi guys, not an expert here, but I think Arteta wants to create more options and have a fluid front line. And Brush also said something as well. agreeing with Super Nick in that way and saying I can see him wanting more of a fluid and interchangeable front three. Exactly, and that's on that topic. But the quick fire questions I had for you guys. So Bobby K asked this earlier. He said, "So honestly, panel, who will shine more in their new team, Jesus or Richarlison?" And I'm going to word this: who's scoring more goals for their new team next season, Jesus or Richarlison? Panel,
Jesus.
Richarlison.
Wilf.
Of course, you're going to say
Jesus.
Mania says Jesus. King.
He has to be Jesus, who will start more games and have more opportunities. Don't forget that Spurs have Kulusevski, Son, and Kane. It won't be easy for Richarlison to be a starter.
Have they even signed Kulusevski yet?
Yeah.
Have they? Okay, fair enough. But CM?
Yeah, I would say Jesus more like what King said. He's gonna be the starting striker more times than not. Richarlison's gonna be rotated in and out, and the way Conte plays ball with Spurs, they're gonna be, especially in the bigger games, they're gonna be lesser on the attack. So there's gonna be less opportunities for him to come in and score goals. Whereas Jesus, I think Arsenal, if things go well, they're gonna be playing all right attacking football this season, and he's gonna be the forefront of that.
Exactly. There you go. And M, Jesus or Richarlison?
Yeah, I'll back Jesus. Fuck Spurs.
That's it. It's true. I agree with you guys' points, and I think a lot of them come from the fact that Jesus will get more minutes. Hannah's just trying to get at me there. I know from when I met Hannah, she was there laughing at me about Arsenal when I said that we might have a good season. She laughed. But we'll see. If we finish above you, Hannah, we need to plan something. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gummy bear for you. I can get you a gummy bear sent over there.
Yeah, if you're not finishing above us, I'm not even going to saying that word.
You see right there. And the last one, this is from Wild Factor. I thought it was very good. And what I want you guys to do, just quickly, just ever so briefly, is, don't think that you have to hold it down, because I've got a plan coming up for the new season as well in terms of predictions and whatnot. So, and this is where you guys will have your concrete predictions and we'll get it all sorted. But for now, for the panel, top 5 predictions next year. You don't have to go in order. You don't have to say who wins the league. Who's finishing in the top 4 and then who's dropping into 5th place? Hannah, off you go. Top 4.
City, Liverpool, Tottenham, Chelsea, and Arsenal.
Not Man City?
She said City. Yeah. She said City.
Oh, I didn't hear City. My bad. I was waiting for City.
Wilf, top 4.
I agree. I say City, Liverpool. Don't know who's going to finish first. Ask Chelsea. I think Spurs will drop out of the top 5.
Ooh. Top 5?
Sorry, I think. I don't think Spurs are going to make Champions League.
Oh, so you think they'll finish 5th?
Yeah, at best.
Interesting. Mania?
I think it's becoming my thing making stupid predictions or stupid statements. So here you go.
First game, Mania, don't worry.
Yeah, man. First place, Tottenham Hotspur will win the league next season.
What? Wait there. Hold on.
Somebody be sniffing on
said stupid, not insane prediction.
Yeah, that's bro. We need to call the ambulance on him, bro.
I'm joking,
straight jackets and tea.
No. I'm joking. I'm joking.
I know.
It was almost as worse as your shout saying that Michael Carrick is better than Patrick Vieira.
You can laugh at that. I stick by that, my guy. But going back to the Tottenham one, I think the top 4 will be Man City, Man United, Tottenham, and Liverpool next season. And then 5th place will be Arsenal. I think Chelsea are headed in for a bad one this season.
Okay, interesting. King?
As it stands now, from the signings that we've seen, I have to say City are favorites, Liverpool second. Oh, it pains me to say this. Conte always have at least one insane season. I think Spurs will be dangerous in the league. I predict them 3rd, Arsenal 4th, Chelsea 5th.
There you go, Hanno. That's for you there. But CM, what about you, bro? This is interesting.
I'm gonna say in no particular order: City, Liverpool, Spurs, and the last one is tough. Right now, I don't know. I feel like Arsenal could have a good season. Chelsea could have a good season. I'm favoring Chelsea, and I don't know why. I feel like they could surprise a lot of people in terms of going into this season because I don't know where the expectations lie. And probably Hanno can do a better job of kind of telling us where she expects Chelsea to perform and how she expects Chelsea to perform. But I feel like they're going to go very under the radar this season just because of the ownership issues and how last season kind of ended for them.
Totally hear that. Interesting. I think you're within your right to say that. You know what I mean? Because Chelsea finished above us 9 times out of 10. But as Arsenal fans, we're gonna come from it, from a positive and an optimistic point of view. But what about yourself now, man? That top 5.
Yeah, I'll go City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Tottenham.
And
actually, I'd put Tottenham above. I'd put Tottenham above us.
Us. Ooh. So you're saying we're going to finish 5th?
I just don't understand how people are really passing through the fact that Conte is at Tottenham. Forget that Tottenham is Tottenham, but there's Conte there. That guy is top 4 every single season.
I really think that people. I'm not in any way disputing that Conte is top level manager, but I just think that people are overrating Tottenham. I mean, Chelsea are in turmoil. They're going to be. It's only going to be natural because they got new owners, new system. They're bringing in new players and whatever. But people overrate Tottenham because year after year they underachieve. Everybody goes, they're going to be this, they're going to be that. They just scraped past us, and that's with Conte, and that's with the signings in January. I don't think it's sustainable. And even the best manager in the world can only do so much. I don't think they've strengthened enough in depth or in the main side, other than Richarlison and maybe Basuma. They haven't really improved their side that much. Kane's a year older. Son's a year older. Kane's ankles are a year on. I just, you can only work so much magic, and I really think people over. And I know I'm an Arsenal fan and Spurs or whatever, but I keep seeing Spurs getting overrated, and I can't see why. I can't see where it's coming from. Chelsea, I can understand because they've got money, they've got a decent manager, he knows how to drag out results, and they've got a better squad.
Yeah.
I was surprised with Man United with the team that they had in there under them that they didn't do better. But Spurs have got 2 players. If they have an injury to either one of them, a long-term injury, that's it. The season's done.
It's true.
I think that it's a lot of Arsenal bias speaking. It has me to say this, 100%. And the reason why, I hate to give praise to Spurs, but for me, Tottenham before only had Kane and Son, really. Now they got Kulusevski and Richarlison, and I think both of them are good players, and both of them are still young enough to develop. But the thing is with Conte is that he doesn't really always have amazing squads, but he loved these kind of players like Perisic, like Victor Moses, Ashley Young. It's his trademark. He will go there, he'll be at a team 2-3 years, he will have 1-2 very good seasons, and then the players get exhausted of his tactics and his training methods, and then he leaves because you can't sustain it. But I think next season is when they will peak. Son and Kane are getting into their peak. I think Romero is a good centre back. I think Bentancur and Bissouma and Højbjerg a 3 quality center mid. So I think Spurs can be a threat. I think if we get in Milinkovic Savic, Tillemans, or Ruiz, and we get in a wide player and Martinez, I think we finish above them. But we haven't signed them yet, so I'm just predicting from what we've done now.
Do you guys really think that this is it for Tottenham? You think they're not going to make any more signings? You know, I reckon they're still at the start of their business. You know, because they have 150 million to spend, and they've only spent around 60 of that right now. So
interesting, but guys, we're gonna have to wrap it up here.
Yeah.
I need to have a shower. I need to get ready for bed and that. But
Yeah.
big up everyone. It's been an absolute pleasure. I hate to end it. I wish there may be a time in the future. We'll have to wait and see. Where I'll be like, let this run.
Yeah.
But
Thank you for having me, my guy.
Yeah.
No worries, man. No worries. Thank you for everyone coming on and everybody in the chat. And those of you that I know they probably won't be watching, they might be fast asleep now. But those of you that came in the chat, that came in the stream, it's been an absolute pleasure. 2.5 hours here, people. Not quite as long as the one that Moss and Bobby do, but it's still a long time. Big up everyone in the chat. Before we go, let's let the people give themselves a shout out on their socials or anywhere that you can find them. And we'll start off with Hanno. As you can see there, Hanno Coach's Corner, road to 200 subs. Let the people know what content you got coming up, Hanno, and thank you for coming on as well.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's like watching the stream, like it. Let's get to 50 subs. It's 2 away. Of course, on all socials, Hanno_Coach's Corner. On my channel, I got boxing, wrestling, tennis, of course, football, basketball. I got coming up, rugby, cricket, and if one I will be doing from next season on. So if anyone wants to come on the show, say anything, you're more than welcome. PM me, and I'll get you on.
Big up, Hannah. Hannah, are you doing the women's Euros as well?
I'll probably do like the semi-final or the final.
Okay.
Nice. Big up Hannah right there. Well, of course, we've got to go to the man, the Don of South London. Let the people know where they can find you, Will.
You'll always find me here. And I kind of like I'll do Harry's Chronicles of the Gooner, but it's just kind of here and there, and on Moss's channel as well. You'll find me on there. But it's just as always, it's a pleasure being on there and an honor being on there, and especially with such a great panel tonight. Banter, serious chat. I have learned something. So thank you guys. Respect.
Big up, man. Big up Will every single time. Yo, you should have seen a nice message he sent me yesterday when I told him Tereak Talks is back. Check the Discord. Join the Discord as well. I will have to get the link sent out. But yeah, we do have a Discord server. And I had to, because I've been gone for a while. I'll let you know on video right now for those guys who are there wandering. If you're not in the Discords,
Can I just say one more thing? I've been waiting to be on with CM, man. Respect.
Respect, man.
But yeah, the big reason is because I got a new job. I'm starting that in August.
Yeah.
So yeah, just trying to get that and everything in order for that. It was difficult, the interview process, and there was a couple stages and those things there. So I can't stand it. I can't stand one, let alone multiple. All right, forget that. But thank you very much. Big up Super Nick as well. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Big up Hanno as well. Thank you to you guys. But before I do that, before we wrap up completely, we still got 3 more to go. Manchester Mania. Tell the people where they can find you and those controversial opinions of yours.
First, thank you for having me, my guy. I always appreciate having a conversation with a sane Arsenal fan. And you can find me at on Twitter at Mania Man United, and then on YouTube as Manchester Mania. I haven't uploaded in a while, but I'll start uploading as the start of the next season. Hopefully, a lot of watch logs. And again, thank you for having me. I appreciated this conversation with a lot of sane Arsenal fans for once. And CM, thank you for being here all the time. You make my life better every time I see you. So even though
Come
you're
on, bro.
man.
Oh, I will. I think you might be tapping your message there. You know what I mean? Yeah, that was amazing. Thank you, mate. And that's it's always great to hear that. And you know what? It's always getting your opinions out there. And there's some of them that I actually kind of agree, because you know I love a hot take, guys. You know I do. Not all of them land. Like Wilf would tell me about Ndombele better than Odegaard. You know, I said that. I said it. But I'm sorry. It's not that I didn't rate Odegaard. It's that I thought Ndombele was going to be a very good player. Look how that turned out. But anyways, King, don't shoot me down, yeah?
I'm actually offended. I think I need to leave the stream.
Thank you. It's not just me.
No,
Wow.
This was way back. This was no disrespect to Odegaard. I didn't think that Odegaard was terrible. I just thought, come on, and Ndombele looked crazy at one point, but
Yeah, I know. I know when he was playing at Lyon before he made his move to Spurs, it was he looked really saucy. But it happens sometimes. We've seen it with Aouar as well. You know, he had a couple of good seasons. Everybody thought he was gonna be the next thing, but it didn't work out. You know, it's a lot about mentality as well. But yeah, man, congratulations, man. You signed the thing, and now you're coming up late, moving like Aubameyang. But it's all right. You know, we rate you. We are happy for you, and you know, more success, more blessing come your way, man. Big up
thank
yourself.
you so much. Thank you so much, King. Let the people know where they can find you, man.
Yeah, you guys, you can find me here. I'm often here. You can find me on most channels as well, and hopefully very soon you can find me on my own channel. Big up everybody.
Stay tuned, stay locked in, and also I will shout this out for King as well. If you join the Discord, you'll get the links to it. But King is actually writing as well, writing on Arsenal. He wrote about why fans. Well, what was the article? Was it about why fans need to be patient? No, abuse. That's it. The Nketiah abuse. I remember now. So yeah, King is also writing articles, and I thought it was an excellent.
Where can I read?
I'll post it on the Discord.
Yeah. Want to read that?
Yeah,
definitely. It was interesting because, you know, at the time when Nketiah was announced with his new contracts in the number 14, receiving a lot of abuse from Arsenal fans, and King wrote an amazing piece why you shouldn't like abuse, and you know what's the point in doing it, and you'll find out more. I don't want to give it all away. You need to give it a read. King speak.
Thanks, bro. Thanks, bro.
No worries, my man. And yeah, stay tuned for his channel soon. And then of course, the guy himself, CM. Meow. Indeed. Big up my CM. Let the people know where they can find you, and let the people know exactly what you're doing, because I love it.
Say no more. Listen, first and foremost, I want to say big up to T for the show, man. Big up to the wonderful panel, everyone that was on today. Large up to the TTF as always, man. The hospitality is A1. But where you can find me, CM22ENT on Twitch, YouTube, all socials. Right now, I'm on the grind on Twitch, whether it be gaming. Right now, I'm playing Tomb Raider, having a blast with everyone in the chat who comes by, playing a bit of Football Manager. We got the movement, Jerk Pan FC on the roll. Shout out to JA each and every time.
Do you know what, guys? Even if you're not so much into your games, I seriously do recommend you to watch it because it's so entertaining. Like, I wasn't when he was doing the playoffs on his Twitch streams, because he has so much that's going on, like soundboards, etc. Like, Wilf, you'll know about them things. Yeah, I know Wilf will know about it. You know, hearing them different sounds. Yeah, it's so fun, and it's just like so engaging. You can't leave.
Thank you.
And I wasn't even watching the games at the early stages of the playoffs. I was just literally watching CM talk about him. I felt like I was. So yeah, definitely recommend. And he's gaming as well. He needs to brush up on a few of them shooting on, you know, Tomb Raider. You know, he needs to brush up on that. But I'll give the young man time.
This is why I'm dodging Call of Duty with Realist, but realistically, he's dodging me. I've been saying the whole time, you know.
Exactly that. But big up to everyone once and always, those of you that are still here watching. Thank you so much. Give us a sound.
Wicked Witch is still in there. Wicked Witch is in there. Pax, he's still in there, man. Wicked Witch just dropping these things.
Lara Croft and them things, exactly. give us the sound, Wilf. Go on.
Don Dada, give us it.
Go on, man. Have you got a sound? Come on.
No, I have no sound. I'm just me, man. I'm just me.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? But
go.
yeah, respect.
Respect. Love to you all, people. And we're out. Have a good night, good day, good morning, wherever you're watching it from. And enjoy it. And we'll be back again soon.